I'll try to remember. Have to unmute YouTube once this. I always forget. Hi, Star Mom. Hi, everybody. Make sure we do all the good things as we come in. Placenta. Good morning, good afternoon to those of you. I'm unmuting right now. I'm unmuting right now so that I don't forget. I'm doing it right now. All right. Good morning, good afternoon to those of you on the East Coast. I appreciate you guys being here. It is Thursday. I thought yesterday was Thursday when I first started for some reason. I don't know why. Today is actually Thursday. I appreciate you guys being here. Mad J, that was Now by Paramore. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. If you guys could tap that screen, share the live out, do your daily heart me if you have not done so. We kicked out the roses, so that was great. I've got these little creeper Minecraft guys. Love that. So if we could get that taken care of, all those little gifty goals help push us on to the algorithm. So I appreciate that so much. I have my 100 goal that I have every single day, guys. We got really close to knocking it out yesterday. Let's see if we can do it today. That would be wonderful. Remember, this is my job. This is how I pay my bills. So I would appreciate it if you guys would help me out with that. Pay links are in my bio. It would be wonderful. You guys can send, yep, I'm your favorite grifter over on YouTube. I always appreciate that. And you can send comments with that amount of money, whether that's $1 train, a $2 train, or you just feel really generous and want to help me knock that out completely. I would appreciate it. And we will get started here today. I have not turned the phone lines on yet, YouTube, so hold on, hold your horses. But we will get to that. Trump is your god. That's intense. But how's everybody doing today? How is everybody? Also, I am multi-streaming, so as you heard me talk to YouTube, most of who likes to hate watch, but I do have some very, very loyal people who fight in the trenches, whether they are mods or not, over there on YouTube, guys. I see you there every day supporting, and I appreciate you so much. Oh, also over there on Twitch, I see the people who come in every day and at least come in and say hi before they have other things to do, and I appreciate you guys spending time in that spot, which is a lot more calm than the TikTok and YouTube space tend to be, so I always appreciate that. Okay, what should we get started with today? So there were some. The Mullins hearing was pretty hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. He likes to lie. I got Sarah called. I need to start counting every time you guys call me Sarah Silverman. So he had said that he had traveled abroad on an official trip. But we're going to start with the fact that Senator Peters, the ranking member, is going to ask him whether he traveled out of the country at all. And he's going to like be cagey about that question, which I think is a little bit weird for that question to be cagey. You can just answer whether you went to a foreign country or not. So I don't know why. Oh, that is not the window it's supposed to be. That's my other window. Why'd you change? Let's fix you. Okay. There we go. I fix it. All right.
Other than on vacations with your family, have you ever traveled to a foreign country?
No.
You've never traveled to a foreign country?
Outside of vacation or mission work? No.
Okay. Have you, your FBI report does show some travel. I think it was to Georgia and Azerbaijan. You marked that that was not for tourists.
Are you referring to August of 2021 when we went to go get the Americans out of Afghanistan?
I'm just
That's
saying.
what that travel was for, which
Okay.
we did.
That's what he was asking. He was asking what the travel was for. You just told his secret agent, man. You just said you didn't travel outside of the country. Then you said you didn't travel outside of the country other than missions. He's asking you, what about this specific trip? And now you're saying, oh, did you mean when we got soldiers out of Afghanistan? He's like, I don't know. I'm asking you. Is that what I mean? What was that trip for?
We did
So
clarify that.
you have traveled. So you've traveled to Azerbaijan and Georgia. That was in your FBI report, although you just said you've never traveled.
Sir, I thought you were referring to a different time, but in 2021, it was well documented. In fact,
Okay.
it was all over the news. And I actually did say that, and we put that down on the report. But that was us, which was all over the news, trying to go with a extremely experienced team.
I've got other questions, thank
Yeah.
you. But so you have traveled overseas despite your previous comment.
So you did. You did travel overseas. Why did you say I didn't? Why did you start that way? Which then gets to, let's skip around this outline a little bit. Sorry. I put clips like in order, but not always in order of how they go. So he's going to get asked again about these. He said he had official trips, classified trips. Who classified it? What was the information on it? And so he's going to be asked about that by Chairman Senator Dr. Rand Paul.
Separate folder if you'd been involved in classified missions somewhere, and we would get to see the folder, and then we wouldn't talk about it. We would look at it privately, and we would know what you're referring to. So it's confusing to us because there may have been some papers that said your official trips were excluded. I don't know which ones were and weren't, but you've now mentioned today that you have activities you've done. And so I think it would be easy, and I'm still willing to have the vote tomorrow, but I can cancel the vote tomorrow. I'm still willing to have the vote, get this done, and get it over with. But I think that just to make clear, and it doesn't sound like it's a secret you're too concerned about divulging, if you would to spend an hour and go to the SCIF or 30 minutes and just tell both the ranking member and the other, and it would be private and it won't be revealed, I think it would get this over with and we wouldn't have a complaint about going ahead with the vote tomorrow.
I have no issue with that if you guys get cleared on it, because
So what they were saying is that, hey, you said you took these official classified trips that we don't know about. And as oversight, we would like to know about, are you willing this afternoon, because I don't want to delay your vote, which would be today. I don't want to delay the vote. If you could take time in the afternoon to go to a SCIF, secured location, and we can discuss this, that would be wonderful. That is what Rand Paul is asking him. Are we willing to do that?
the way my understanding was there was only 4 people right in it, and it was a special program inside the house, just like.
So now he's going to describe, I'm going to go back a little bit. He's going to describe the trip. Only 4 people, including himself, knew about this trip, and it was from inside the house. So he's going to be questioned on that information.
Because way my understanding was there was only 4 people right in it, and it was a special program inside the house. Just like I wasn't on Intel at the time. I'm not saying I was, but I have no issue with that at all. I would welcome being brought up. It's very unique, and it was
That
fun.
would be on you. We're not going to try to figure out who the 4 people are and whether we can have approval to it. And
I don't
but if you're doing something
choose-
that important,
Yes.
really it probably ought to be revealed and discussed in a
Sir,
classified manner.
Senator, or Chairman, it's not on me to. I don't have the authority to do that. This is why I said I was very clear. Sorry that I never talked specific dates or locations on this, and so I have zero issue with talking about it. But
Do it this afternoon?
I don't have clearance to talk about this afternoon. I don't. It's
So
not
this
me
is
to release.
This is a legislative program. This is a program that Congress assigned you to?
Yes, this was within my official duties.
Who assigned it to you?
Sir, that's not for me to talk to you about on this. I'm sorry. This isn't a classified statement. I'm sorry. I don't.
The House assigned you a classified, not a mission, a classified trip, and you can't talk about it? I see you, Ari, over there on Twitch. I see you. I do see you. But you can't talk about it? You don't know who sent you? You said you weren't part of Intel. Like, this is a fucking embarrassment, him trying to describe this.
I'm not trying to be ugly. You know how classified situations work.
Which agency classified it?
It wasn't an agency. It was done here, well, in the House on the time.
The House classified it.
I'm assuming. I wasn't on Intel.
We're just not really aware.
The House classified the trip. The House of Representatives classified the trip.
Aware of the House, how the House classifies things.
I have no idea. I know every time we spoke about this, we had to go to the SCIF and visit about it.
But I mean,
I know there was a paper that I had to sign before it even started, and I may be wrong. There may be more than 4, but I know it was only me and 3 other people that ever discussed it.
secret.
Nemo, have you not seen this? Wait till he mentions what section, what committee of the House classified it. It's great.
That we can't know about it. I would think that there'd be some paperwork in the SCIF that they should show us saying, this is so top secret and this was made classified.
I have no problem. You're welcome to go to the House. This started in 2015. It ended in little late in 2016. I have nothing to hide on this. This is too easy. I would really enjoy sitting there and have a conversation with you because I don't want you to have question my character on this. So
Hi,
that's
Raiders.
very
Welcome in, welcome in. Do all the
simple
good
for me,
things as
but
we come
I can't
in.
make that authorization. You guys know that.
Well, it's a little difficult for us to go ask about a program that has no name and we have nobody that we know to talk to about it. So I don't know how we would begin doing this without your cooperation. But
I'm
if you
willing
do
to
it, I'm willing
cooperate.
to hold the vote tomorrow, but you brought this up, that you were on a super secret mission that you can't tell
No,
us
I did
about.
not say super secret, sir. I said it was classified.
That only 4
Only
people
4 people
about it.
know? That's
Well, no,
pretty secret.
I only know if there was 4 people. There was maybe more people that understood it, but I know there was only 3 people plus me that was ever in the meeting. And so as far as I'm concerned, only 4 people was read in on this.
So did this you were on the Intel committee?
No, not at the time. No, sir. I was on the Intel committee after that.
What committee were you on at the time?
You got to think about 10 years ago. Energy and Commerce.
So 4 people from Energy and Commerce were on a House classified trip overseas. What? What? Yeah, Nemo. I said it got worse. It gets worse. Bring up work wife while we keep playing it.
So it was an energy and commerce top secret effort.
Senator,
Uh-oh.
I know. What I'm getting upset about a little bit here is that your tone that you're saying that in a condescending way. I did what I was asked.
I'm trying to find out who we would talk to.
Sir, I've told you exactly what happened here. I was not required to disclose this on any official travel. Your documents are very, very clear on that. So I don't know what else you want me to say. You said you can go find out. Go find out. And then when I get When you guys say it's good for me to talk to you, I'll be happy to talk to you about it. I can't talk specifics. If you want to talk about in general ideas, let's go down and talk in the skiff. I'm okay with that. But I can't get into the necessary specifics or who made the decision to do it. But I can talk in general, and I'll be very, very glad to do that with you. And even Senator Langford, I know, is on Intel. He can come down with us and visit with us about it. I'm no issues with that at all. Perfectly clear and okay with it. But it's not for me to release this.
He just is lying. It's just a fucking bunch of lies. While we are sitting here, thank you, Alex, for the $5 on the Green app. You're my hero. Keep it up, sis. Thank you so much. I absolutely will. They hate it over on YouTube, and that just fills my heart with joy that we trigger them so much, and especially when you guys help complete my gift goal or get towards my goal. It makes them mad, and I love that for me. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Alex. Alex in the chat, please. Also, Ari, I see you. Thank you so much for subscribing with Prime over there on Twitch. Guys, remember I am multi-streaming, so you can go over there and you can follow or subscribe, and then you can also, on Twitch, you can subscribe. On YouTube, I have memberships. You can send super chats over there on YouTube. There are bits and all sorts of fun things. And you can subscribe with Prime over on Twitch. If you have Prime, if you pay for Prime, you get 1 free month sub to any creator. So choose me. Love me. I would appreciate it. So thank you guys for that.
Sent you an article if you want to sprinkle that in.
I'll put it somewhere. And
I
then
didn't mean to take you off your roll.
No, you're okay. I think that was all of that same clip that I had. I don't need that one. But this is, then Senator Peters tries to get him to say, like, are you going to come to this skiff then? Like, are you going to come to this skiff? Because he keeps kind of avoiding it. And this is where he, again, goes through and tries to kind of avoid it.
My letter did not exclude official travel. And it also gave you explicit instructions in that letter for providing classified information, how we could do that, and do it in a way that protects that classified information. You didn't provide any of that. And today is the first time that I'm hearing about your classified activities from 2015 to 16. Quite frankly, as we've had these conversations, you have not been forthcoming with me or this committee. The story always seems to evolve, to kind of change. And as you know, candor, honesty, transparency are absolutely critical, particularly at this time to try to build trust as the Secretary of Homeland Security. So we have to clear this up. We feel pretty strongly we have to understand exactly what this is, especially with all your public comments that have raised a lot of questions. We've checked. The skiff is available. We're going to go in the, we would love to have you come to the skiff and tell us exactly what you're talking about. I think that'll put my colleagues' mind at peace. Would you be willing to go to the skiff this afternoon and tell us the classified activities you're talking about?
Sir, I think this committee made it very clear with the paperwork they gave me that I do not have to disclose my my official travel. That was part of the documents. And it went over 2 or 3 times. I complied with exactly what the committee said.
If he said he would do it immediately, he only said it because he got badgered by Peters and Rand Paul. He absolutely is he's saying, I don't have to disclose it right here. He's trying to avoid the skiff.
And there is no statement for, or no area for mission work and mentorship. That was a volunteer basis that I did on my own time. And it was very specific over and over again that you don't have to claim official travel.
We want to know what the supposed classified work was. We have real questions about it. I asked the FBI yesterday, I said, and if someone had appeared in any classified document, any document, would that be in this report? And they said, yes. I said, well, I don't see anything for Senator Mullin. Why is that? They said nothing showed up. We queried the Department of State, the Department of Defense, other intel folks. So you're in no classified document that the federal government has according to the FBI, and yet you're telling me you did all this classified work. I don't understand how that recognizes.
Sir, I didn't say all. I was very clear with what I said. I get what you're trying to get to here, and that's fine, but I complied with everything the document said, and it was official travel, and it was a classified trip.
But apparently, I don't know if he went or not. I hope so. I hope he ended up going. So then he's gonna get asked about whether he regrets the comments that he made regarding Alex Preddy. And we get kind of a like half-assed apology, I guess, if you want to call it that. I think it's disgusting. That's the person who's gonna probably most likely be in charge of most likely going to be in charge of DHS. So
This past January, you joined top administrative officials in publicly blaming and disparaging the victims. Following the killing of Renee Good, Secretary Noem called her a domestic terrorist. You, sir, you called Alex Preddy, quote, a deranged individual that came in to cause max damage. Could we expect those kinds of quick responses if you are confirmed as secretary? Would you be basically, well, you responded as Secretary Noem. Are we going to just expect that same behavior all over again?
No, Senator. I have a deep amount of respect for you. We've had our differences, but I do respect you. I think I said this privately when we had a conversation. Those words probably should have been retracted. I shouldn't have said that, and as Secretary, I wouldn't. The investigation is ongoing, and there is, like I said, there's sometimes going to make a mistake, and I'll own it. That one, I went out there too fast. I was responding immediately without the facts. That's my fault. That won't happen as Secretary.
So you regret that statement?
I already said that, yes, sir.
Would you want to apologize to the family of Alex Preddy?
Well, sir, I just said I regret those statements.
Is that the same as an apology?
I haven't seen the investigation.
no, it's not. It's not the same as an apology. Saying you regret saying it doesn't mean you don't actually feel that way. It just means you regret saying it in front of the public where you got caught. That's what happened. Senator Hassan, I think it is going to ask him now about use of force, because obviously, as we saw under Kristi Noem's fucking leadership, that use of force seemed to be a goddamn problem. That they weren't reining in what they are allowed to do against human beings, people in the street. And he's going to give a non-answer, which is pretty typical of these people, especially with his violent history.
But let's be really clear. What Secretary Noem did was give the green light to lawless behavior.
Also, guys, while we're sitting here over here on TikTok, if you guys could tap that screen, it looks like we have 13,000 likes. If we could get that up to about 20,000, that would be great. Remember, I do like to try and hit 50,000 before we hit the top of the hour, because I do like to hit 100,000 taps total. And you guys are amazing. You guys can hit that. I know you can. Work out those finger muscles. Your partners will thank you, and I will thank you as well.
Are you going to give the green light to lawless behavior?
I will operate within the parameters and the policies and the laws that you guys set for me.
And the Constitution
and I don't
of
get
the
it.
United States.
Of course, the
The
Constitution
Fourth
of the United
Amendment,
States.
among other things.
Of course, the Constitution of the United States. I'll swear to uphold that when I get sworn in. But be very clear, I don't get to choose the laws that I enforce. You guys pass the laws. I enforce those laws.
Right.
And the reason why we haven't had...
shooting a protester who was exercising his First Amendment speech and carrying a lawfully licensed gun is not a lawful behavior. But let's be really clear. What Secretary...
Exactly. Why can't you just answer that? That is not going to be happening under your leadership. Why? Probably because he doesn't care. And Rand Paul is going to question him about his violent temperament specifically. This is a relatively long clip, but Rand Paul has a lot of personal feelings with Mullins regardless anyway, because of Mullin's statements in regards to an attack that happened to Rand Paul. Again, nobody should advocate for violence. Unfortunately, he does. So they kind of run that montage of it. I'm not sure if it's this video. I would assume because it's so long, but...
Good morning, everyone. I entered the Senate the same year that Representative Gabby Giffords was shot. I knew then that the state of political rhetoric was encouraging violence. I think it's imperative now, more than ever, that the leaders in our country disavow violence and lead by example. Through the years, I've personally been exposed multiple times to political violence. I was in the right field batting cage when the crazed shooter unleashed nearly 200 shots at our congressional baseball practice. I'll never forget Steve Scalise valiantly trying to drag his body away as the gunman continued. Later that year, a Trump-hating felon attacked me from behind in my yard. I was just straightening up from picking up a tree limb. I was wearing noise cancellation headphones, never saw him coming, running pell-mell down the hill. I was struck in the back. The force of the blow sent us through the air nearly 10 feet. down the hill until his shoulder impaled me as we hit the ground. 6 of my ribs were broken. 3 of the ribs were completely separated, such that for weeks the ends of the ribs would grind upon each other. My lung was damaged. For weeks I could inhale but not have the rib strength to exhale. I developed 2 pneumonias. The pain was such that I could only sit up in bed by tying a rope to the foot of the bed and pulling myself up. But even then, the pain was that of 1,000 knives. Over the year of recovery, I began to cough up blood. I underwent removal of part of my lung. Complications led to an infection in the space between my lung and chest wall. I spent a week in the hospital having the infection lavaged every 6 hours through a chest tube. Recently, Senator Mullin, if you have time to listen, you were confronted by constituents that were angry because you voted against my amendment to stop all funding for refugee welfare programs. Instead of explaining your vote to continue these welfare programs for refugees, you decided to transfer the blame. You told the media that I was a freaking snake and that you completely understood why I had been assaulted. I was shocked that you would justify and celebrate this violent assault that caused me so much pain and my family so much pain. I just wonder if someone who applauds violence against their political opponents is the right person to lead an agency that has struggled to accept limits to the proper use of force. You might argue you were mad and upset about being confronted by your constituents. But Senator Mullin, your constituents are justifiably upset with you. By now, most of America knows that the Somali welfare fraud in Minnesota stole over $9 billion.
Also, no, we don't have actual proof of that. We do know that there was fraud. I don't know why we're calling it Somali fraud when the person who was in charge of that ring of fraud, which is was a white woman named Amy Bach. I don't know. There were Somalians involved, but she was the fucking ringleader. So again, just this is Republican v. Republican. Rand Paul is more of a libertarian. Go get fraud, but they already were because Amy Bach was convicted. So, yeah. Maybe don't call it Somali fraud. That's just racism. I really, we'll see what we get to with the timeline today, with the outline. For those of you who watched RTP, I'm sorry. It might be today, it might be tomorrow, but we are also going to go through Nick Shirley's newest video, and I apologize to you beforehand for that.
But instead of defending your vote, you took to continue the vote to continue these refugee welfare programs. You chose to lash out at me. You went on to brag that you'd already told me to my face that you completely understood and approved of the assault. Well, that's a lie. You got a chance today. You can either continue to lie or you can correct the record. You have never had the courage to look me in the eye and tell me that the assault was justified. So today you'll have your chance. Today I'll give you that chance to clear the record. Tell it to my face. If that's what you believe, tell it to me today. Tell the world why you believe I deserve.
No, I know, Arbear, and I caught up last night and this morning, and that's why I'm apologizing for the people who watch RTP, because you're going to see me do it again either today or tomorrow.
Deserve to be assaulted from behind, have 6 ribs broken and a damaged lung. Tell me to my face why you think I deserved it. And while you're at it, explain to the American public why they should trust a man with anger issues to set the proper example for ICE and Border Patrol agents. Explain to the American public how a man who has no regrets about brawling in a Senate committee can set a proper example for over 250,000 men and women who work at the Department of Homeland Security.
Granted, like I said, it is personal. My dream, yeah, he's putting himself in the middle of it, but he's also showing a pattern. I don't have that video, but that he showed the montage of all the times where Mullin's approved of violence within Congress. Yeah, no, I don't have that one. But including in that hearing, he says that there are still rules allowed in regards to dueling. And Rand Paul was like, those have been outlawed for 170 years. What are you talking about?
Hold on, I think I have one of them.
I've played it before. I've played montages before. It's just the one that he played specifically. Okay, this one. And then...
Did they take it down?
Oh, I don't know. They have multiple, I'm sure, out there. Mullins was asked yesterday, very, very simple fucking question, which is the litmus test for all of you. Who won the 2020 election? Let's see if he can answer, because it's a simple fucking question.
You have your own history. You did not certify the 2020 election. There are people at the Department of Homeland Security, 3 people specifically who are well-known election deniers now running election security functions. Who won the 2020 election?
Ma'am, we know that President Joe Biden was sworn into office. He was
Well, that's not what she asked you. Yeah, we all know that Biden was the one who was sworn in, but she asked you, who do you think won? Who won? Answer that question.
the president for the last 4 years.
Who
But
do
I
you
do
believe won
I
the
believe my
election?
job.
You have your own history.
And he won't answer. Because he's just like y'all, who lives in conspiracy theory land with no proof of anything. So that's fun. So this is Angus King. He's actually not a Democrat. I believe he's the one who is a independent. He's actually registered as an independent. And they're going to talk about, because a lot of the, no, why was this here? Hold on. That should not be in there. This is the one I want. Then we'll do Senator Peters. That was not, I don't know why that was him talking to Patel. That's later. Messed up my clips. So Senator Peters, they spent a lot of time in that hearing, Republicans specifically talking about DHS isn't being funded because of the Democrats. DHS isn't being funded because of the Democrats. When in all reality, what happened is the Democrats have come forward on the floor multiple times with specific bills that will fund TSA, that will fund FEMA, that will fund CISA, and that will fund the Coast Guard. And Republicans have voted them down every single time. Why? Because they wanted as a package included with DHS, CBP, and ICE. And the Democrats are saying, no, we still need to talk about this. We still need to get restrictions, regulations on what CBP and ICE are allowed to do, and we're going to have those conversations, or we are not going to fund it. But we can fund these other ones. And they're going, oh no, we're not going to do that, but it's also your fault at the same time.
Because there is really no debate with any of my Democratic colleagues that we need to fully fund FEMA, that we need to fully fund the Coast Guard. We need to fully fund CISA, to fund all of those other areas. The TSA folks all should be fully funded. But unfortunately, my Republican colleagues who control the floor, you are in the majority, you determine which bills go on the floor and which ones are up for a vote. The way we can do that so we don't have a floor vote is we can go and move by unanimous consent and move a bill and say, is there anybody that objects to this bill? And if they don't object, it immediately is passed. That's the procedure. So folks at home watching this, we have bills that will immediately.
JCAP, nobody shut the government down. This is just DHS. DHS is the one who is not getting funded right now. And like he is talking about, they specifically are putting bills on the floor to fund TSA, to fund FEMA, to fund CISA, to fund the Coast Guard. What they're saying is, hey, this is our job to negotiate. We need to negotiate on CBP and ICE. We'll fund all of these ones, but we need to negotiate on this one. And Republicans keep voting these ones down. They refuse. They are acting like children instead of adults who need to reach across the aisle and do their job.
Passed and
The
could pass
Democrats-
today.
The Democrats are actively trying to push the bill again today.
Yeah.
Will immediately pass and could pass today. We have put on the floor bills to fully fund TSA. And my Republican colleagues have objected. I heard all this support for TSA today, so I hope you tell your colleagues don't object to the TSA funding bill. Please don't do that. We could pass it today. God, that would be great. But we heard a lot of theater, all this stuff. FEMA, pass it today. Coast Guard, pass it today. CISA, cybersecurity, pass it today. So as the nominee for Homeland Security, I would hope you would tell your colleagues, boy, this is really important. Don't object to the bill that allows us to pay for this.
Maybe don't object to the bill that lets you pay for it. You keep saying it's already voted down. I know, that's the point. Republicans are voting it down. Why? It's a fucking problem, I would think. Let's see, what did I want to move to? Let's do... it's going to take up so much time. Let's go to some Gabbard clips. We'll do some Gabbard clips. It'll take a while, but we'll do some Gabbard clips from yesterday. She was in front of the Senate. Today she's in front of the House. I have a couple clips from the House from today just because of what came on my timeline, but most of it is going to be from the Senate. And she's going to be being asked why she was in Fulton County. This answer that seems to keep changing, which I have a montage from MS Now on the fact that it keeps changing. But this is the initial questioning about why the fuck were you in Fulton County? Guys, don't forget to keep supporting the live. Tap that screen, share it out. Do your daily heart me if you have not done so. I have 9.5 left of my goal. If you guys could help knock that down, that would be wonderful. Pay links for that are in my bio. YouTube callers or YouTube watchers, excuse me, don't forget that if you are hate watching, you can call in and have a conversation with me. The number is right there on your screen. Justin just posted it as well in there, my wonderful mod over there. Thank you, Justin, for everything that you do with that cesspool that is over there. But again, I only have conversations based off of factual evidence and not your feelings. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
你好，
Hi, can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
是不是？
I'm sorry, I cannot understand what language you are speaking, so I guess we cannot have a conversation. But again, remember, I will have conversations with you based off of factually based evidence and not your feelings. So when you say, I support him because of this, I'm going to say, prove that. And you damn sure better be able to do it. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Gabbard, the whole country knows that you were recently involved in a FBI operation to seize ballots in Fulton County, Georgia. Yet this was despite the fact that the warrant showed no foreign interference or nexus. Matter of fact, the warrant was based entirely on conspiracy theories that have already been examined and rejected repeatedly. Now, where is the authority for you to involve yourself in a domestic law enforcement activity?
Thank you, Vice Chairman. I appreciate the question. As you know, I've addressed every issue you've raised in detail in a letter, but I'm grateful for the opportunity to do it in this forum. As you stated, Congress provided by statute, ODNI, with the responsibility of election security and counterintelligence in 2021. As you also know, ODNI has purview and oversight.
I know the history very well, but could you just
I am addressing the question. ODNI also has purview and overview over two domestic related agencies, the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI, both of which have purview over election security responsibilities to ensure the integrity of our elections. I want to correct one of your statements that you've made multiple times, which is false. I did not participate in a law enforcement activity, nor would I, because that does not exist within my authorities.
You were present on the scene. Are the photos of you on the scene false?
I was at Fulton County, sir, at the request of the president, and to work with the FBI to observe this action that had long been awaited. I was not aware of what was in the warrant or was not in the warrant.
And what was the president's specific?
Chris, no. I will not get a quieter keyboard. I like the mechanical sound. Fuck off.
And to
Request for
say
you to go
thank
to,
you
what
to
was
the
the specific
FBI
request that
agents for
was
their
made by
work.
the president for you to show up in Fulton
To
County?
go and observe the FBI's activities on this issue.
So why?
When you look at the fort, your question, sir.
Do you have the answer why the president was knowing about this
question, sir.
affidavit before it was even served?
I'm not aware that the president knew about an affidavit before it was served.
Then why was he sending you to Fulton County?
This occurred the day that the FBI had it approved, their warrant approved by a local judge.
How would he know to send you if he didn't know about the affidavit beforehand? And if he knew about the affidavit beforehand, how did he know about the affidavit before it was even served? You can't answer.
And they began to execute this. To address your question, sir, about the foreign nexus question, in order for us to better understand the vulnerabilities in our election systems that may exist today as we look to 2026, and yes, we are very focused on trying to make sure that this election is one that the American people have
Director
faith.
Gabbard, I've got a number of
count their
questions.
votes
Director
as
Gabbard,
cast.
I have a number of questions. Let me ask my next question, please.
He's going to ask a question we won't be able to hear, so there's no point in that. I hate when they make the clips like 2 seconds longer than they need to be. Ossoff. God, I love him. I love Senator Ossoff, and he's going to go at her again about the ballots.
Is it your role to oversee the execution of criminal warrants?
It is my role, based on statute that Congress has passed, to have oversight over election security, to include counterintelligence.
But you said you oversaw the raid, correct? You just testified you oversaw the raid?
Portions of it.
Okay. Did you handle any ballots or election-related materials?
No.
You were inside an FBI evidence truck, correct? You were photographed inside an FBI evidence truck.
It was an empty truck, yes.
The president stated, quote, you looked at votes that wanted to be checked out.
The senator's time is expired.
Did you look at votes as the president
Senator
stated?
Ossoff, your time is expired.
You respond for the record?
No, she cannot respond.
Is it your
I mean, she could. You could give her the time to respond. You don't want to. So then why the fuck was she there? She's just inside a fucking truck for no goddamn reason? What the fuck? Let me see. So why was she there? Well, we have a lovely little montage from MS Now from all sorts of different people, including Trump himself, about why the fuck she was there. She says, now her own words, is that she was there because of the president, requested by the president. Let's see what Todd Blanche and Trump himself said.
Could you please explain Tulsi Gabbard's role in DOJ activity regarding the Fulton County search?
What do you mean her role?
It was reported that
she happened to be present in Atlanta.
I'm not involved in it, but they are inspecting and checking the ballots.
Why is Tulsi Gabbard there?
I don't know.
She just said that you requested her to be there. What? What the fuck are we talking about? Why do you guys let them lie to you like this? Why do you not question it? You are that far up his fucking orange asshole that you can at the least, I'm not saying go out and vote for Democrats. I'm just asking you to question why the president of the United States is lying to you. Or she's lying. Did she just perjure herself? She could get axed for it. You know he hates when his name gets brought up under the bus. She said in testimony yesterday that the president requested her. Who cares why she is there? Because why is the director of national intelligence there?
Took a lot of heat 2 days ago because she went in at Pam's insistence. She went in and she looked at votes.
I was at Fulton County, sir, at the request of the president, and to work with the FBI to observe this action.
Oh. Well, maybe they'll get their story straight at some point. You guys will just keep glazing his taint, because that's what you guys do. She was also asked, this is going to be one of the few clips I have. This is ranking member Jim Himes within the House. And he's going to ask her about intelligence on the 2020 election. Was there intelligence on it at all? This was today.
Director Gabbard, as was well covered yesterday in January, you were present at the execution of an FBI warrant at the Fulton County, Georgia election office at the direction of the president and to all appearances in connection with the president's false claims about the 2020 election. The unsealed affidavit submitted by the FBI made zero reference to foreign powers or outside interference. I don't want to relitigate the reasons why you were there, but I do want to know whether as a result of your visit there is credible intelligence in your possession pointing to foreign interference in Georgia in the 2020 election.
Thank you for the question, Ranking Member. As you know, over each of the previous elections, there is an ongoing effort by different foreign entities.
Ma'am, it's a very specific question. Is there intelligence in your possession relative to foreign interference in the 2020 elections? Very simple, straightforward question.
We are continuing to look at previous attempts to interfere in our elections and any ongoing threats that may exist for the upcoming elections.
Okay, but can I assume that the answer to my question is no, that you have no specific intelligence related to foreign meddling in the Georgia election?
We are continuing to look into this matter.
Okay. Director.
Meaning they're searching for what they can't find. Although I would actually disagree with Himes. There probably is evidence of foreign interference. It doesn't mean that it did anything to the results. We saw this again. I know you guys like to sound like the cousin of no. I have that clip somewhere. what you guys like to say, I'm going to set you off right now because you guys and your fucking bumper sticker slogans because you're brainwashed like little sheep, is Russia, Russia, Russia. If you guys don't understand, okay, it was found to be true that Russia did attempt to interfere with our election. They had bots on Twitter. They had bots on Facebook. They were purposefully putting in ad space on those websites to try and promote whoever they wanted to win at the time, being Trump. Now, did that affect the result? No. That's what the investigation found. It did not overwhelmingly affect the result, but there was interference by Russia. So I actually would disagree with Himes that they're, by saying, like, can I assume my answer is no in way of intelligence on finding interference from foreign nations? I would actually assume that they have been interfering for a long time and they're going to keep trying to interfere. Now, does that do anything to the results? Maybe, maybe not. I haven't seen evidence of that on any side about it affecting the results. So I would actually disagree with Jim Himes there. Okay, and then last thing on the voting in regards to Gabbard, Jim Himes is going to ask about the ODNI taking custody, again, arresting voting machines in Puerto Rico. That's an inside joke, YouTube. Not arresting, just taking into custody these voting machines in Puerto Rico. And did they have approval or notification to Congress when they did so?
Director, the ODNI has confirmed on the record that your office took custody of voting machines from Puerto Rico last May. I'm not aware of any previous DNI taking similar actions. Did your office promptly notify the committee about taking custody of Puerto Rico's voting machines?
I don't believe we did. However, this was done at the request of the Puerto Rico AUSA attorney.
It's a yes or no question.
The
answer, as you have acknowledged, is no. You did not inform the committee about the taking of a territory's voting machines. Is there a specific foreign threat? And I've read the reporting that you were looking for possible foreign threats, but is there a specific foreign threat that drove you to take this action?
There were questions about whether or not there were vulnerabilities that a threat could have taken advantage of, and that was the purpose for their requesting us to look into those vulnerabilities.
Where are those voting machines now?
I believe they are held in a secure facility at ODNI.
Have you or other ODNI officials taken any other state or territory's voting equipment into custody?
Not to my knowledge.
The point is that there are rules. It's not that she can't do this. It's that you need to notify the right committees that you're doing it within a certain amount of time. Why aren't they notifying? Why aren't they following their checks and balances and notifying the people that they need to notify? All right, now we'll move on to some of her statements in regards to being asked about intelligence in regards to Iran's nuclear capability. Remember, again, we've talked about this all week. In July of 2025, when they did Operation Midnight Hammer and supposedly, according to Trump, obliterated Iran's nuclear capabilities, Gabbard had come out and said, oh, our intelligence is not showing us that. Our intelligence does not show that they were close to having it, nor does it show that we obliterated it. Donald Trump then came out and said, well, she's just wrong. She kind of came out and she didn't really retract her statement, but she just kind of stopped talking about it. She's like, oh, well, the president said. So she's going to be asked about that. Because again, we argued with you for a good couple months about the fact that the intelligence isn't showing it was obliterated. And you guys say, it was obliterated. Trump is king. It was obliterated. We won. Fuck you, lefty liberals. And we were like, the intelligence doesn't say that. And you're like, well, she's wrong. Well, she's going to be asked about that. Because now you guys are saying it wasn't obliterated. Donald Trump is saying it wasn't obliterated. They were restarting it. And according to Donald Trump, they were 2 weeks away from having one. Which fucking one is it? Okay? Okay. I love that you say triggered when I was literally imitating you.
I do not.
Thank you. Let me move to Iran. Now, I understand.
Nemo, that's wild. Midnight Hammer is Melania's nickname for her Secret Service agent.
And I appreciated Director Gabbard, your comments yesterday about agreeing that the president has sole authority, I guess, in his bones to declare whether something is an imminent threat. I didn't agree with your friend, Mr. Kent, but I didn't, again, I agreed with him yesterday on the fact that there was no imminent threat. I guess what I'm concerned about, one thing is, even in your printed testimony today on page 6, And your last paragraph on page 6, as a result of Operation Midnight Hammer, Iran's nuclear enrichment program was obliterated. There's been no efforts to try to rebuild their enrichment capability. You omitted that paragraph from your oral opening. Was that because the president had said there was an imminent threat 2 weeks?
No, sir, I recognize that the time was running long, and I skipped through some of the
So
portions
you chose to take
my oral delivered remarks.
You chose to omit the parts that contradict the president.
Because in her report, it still says where she disagreed with him. Now, in her testimony here, she is omitting that part, but it's still in the record. It didn't disappear. It didn't get deleted. It didn't get removed. She's going to be asked about this again by Gomez, and she says she stands by her statement, which means, again, she disagrees with Trump and she disagrees with you, based off of her intelligence within her job.
To it. Director Gabbard, last year you testified that Iran was not building a nuclear weapon. Do you stand by that statement? Yes or no?
Context matters with that statement.
Yes or no?
Iran had all of the materials and capabilities to do so.
Mr. Chairman, I reclaim my time. It's an easy answer. You either stand by what you said last year or not.
It is a serious question that requires the totality
Director Gabbard,
of the information
I reclaim my
available.
time. I reclaim my time.
I don't know that that's all. I don't think that was necessary, though. I don't think slamming on the. I think that's just, again, shows that it does not matter what side of the aisle you are on, whether you are a Democrat or Republican. It is all fucking men, and they do not know how to control their emotions. But men are meant to lead. What? Sure. I don't agree that that was fucking necessary. I don't think that was fucking necessary.
Did you, when President Trump was asked about your testimony, he said you were wrong. Were you lying or not?
I stand by the intelligence community's complete assessment.
You stand by the intelligence community's complete assessment, meaning that you stand by your statement that Donald Trump was wrong and our intelligence was that they did not have the capabilities of a nuclear weapon and that we did not obliterate it. Thank you, Tulsi Gabbard, for agreeing with what the actual evidence said and not what Donald Trump wanted you to say. All right. Guys, remember, while we're sitting here, it is almost 11 o'clock. Let's get that up to 50,000 likes. You guys are really close. I think we can hit that 50,000 like mark before we hit the top of the hour. I do have 9.5 left to my goal. Again, there are 120 of you over here on TikTok and about 130 of you over on YouTube, and I have my lovely 6 of you over on Twitch. If we could do a dollar train, we would more than knock that out. I would appreciate it. Remember, this is my job. This is how I pay my bills. So keep the lights on for me. Tip your content creators. I would appreciate it. Senator Ossoff, we're back with Senator Ossoff. Everybody swoon. And asking her about whether Iran was an imminent threat or not. And the answer she gives about who can declare an imminent threat is very interesting, seeing as her job is literally intelligence. Her job is to advise him on threats. But she says only one person can determine threat level, which is interesting.
The White House stated on March 1st of this year that this war was launched and was, quote, a military campaign.
I made y'all mad. Oh, you're one of those, you just don't like men. Funny you take Tulsi's side, speaks volumes. No, I don't like how men are entitled and don't take control of their actions or emotions. My husband gets that shit all the time. And now you're going to say he's miserable. I'm sure 15 years later and he's miserable. That's good for him. I don't fucking care. That's his problem. If he's sticking around that long miserable, you could have left by now. I would have been getting dicked the fuck down in other ways. If you wanted to leave. I'm not keeping you here. I don't hate men. I just want men to hold themselves accountable, and real men don't get triggered by shit that doesn't apply to them. But you did.
To eliminate the imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, end quote. That's a statement from the White House. Quote, the imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime. Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was an imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime?
The intelligence community assessed that Iran maintained the intention to rebuild and to continue to grow their nuclear enrichment capability.
Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, yes or no?
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
False. This is the world.
What? The only person who can determine whether it is an imminent threat is the president? What? I have reactions, I have questions, but I'll leave it to a different representative or senator to ask those questions, because they will ask the questions that I'm curious about with that statement.
Why this is the worldwide threats hearing where you present to Congress national intelligence, timely, objective, and independent of political considerations. You've stated today that the intelligence community's assessment is that Iran's nuclear enrichment program was obliterated and that, quote, there had been no efforts since then to try to rebuild their enrichment capability. Was it the intelligence community's assessment that nevertheless, despite this obliteration, there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime? Yes or no?
It is not the intelligence community's responsibility to determine what is and is not an imminent threat.
Okay.
That is.
What? Then what do they write reports on? What are they collecting intelligence on if it's not their job to decide threats? Have a threat level. Do they not have a scale? What the fuck are they gaining intelligence on then? Just to have it? We just like to put books of intelligence together, not for any reason.
Here's the problem.
Based on a volume
no,
of
it is
information
precisely
that he receives.
It is precisely your responsibility to determine what constitutes a threat to the United States. This is the worldwide threats hearing, where, as you noted in your opening testimony, quote, you represent the IC's assessment of threats. You are here to represent the IC's assessment of threats. That's a quote from your own opening statement. And so my question is, as you're here to present the IC's assessment of threats, was it the assessment of the intelligence community that, as the White House claimed on March 1st, there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime? Yes or no?
Once again, Senator, the intelligence community has provided the inputs that make up this annual threat assessment.
You won't answer the question.
It is the nature of the imminent threat that the president has to make that determination based on a collection and volume.
You're here to be.
Are you not advising him? That's really the thing, right? Like, yes, the president would have final authority on taking that as a threat or not, but you would lay it out. You would say, based off of this intelligence, we determine them to be this kind of threat, not a threat at all, a threat we really need to focus on, an imminent threat at this point, and then he would make the decision, right or wrong, right? A daily threat matrix, Jesus. Like, that is your job. Your job is to advise him on the threat level. I'm not saying you make the final decision of what we do. Of course not. They're just asking you if you're assessing threat level, and you should be, and you're saying no. You're saying that's not your job. And that's crazy.
Information and intelligence that he is provided with.
You're here to be timely, objective, and independent of political considerations.
Exactly what I'm doing.
No, you're evading a question because to provide a candid response to the committee would contradict a statement from the White House. Let me ask you about.
That's correct. W. Ari for the dollar train. I see the emoji and I love the emoji. Choo-choo. Thank you for the dollar. That brings us down to 94, guys. Just like that, Ari started the dollar train. If you guys want to help with that, run a train through me, you can do that. And we will keep going. Choo-choo. Where is the next one? All right, so then we're going to go back to, so this is Gomez, and asking now to Gabbard and Ratcliffe about, again, this imminent threat level. A what? No, I didn't say anything, Todd. I was an innocent angel and I didn't say anything. About this threat level, and if you are advising him, is he just ignoring what you're saying? Because that's also dangerous. If you present the president intelligence that says, that there is no threat, and he decides to see it as a threat and start a war, I'm not saying Iran, I'm saying a hypothetical situation, that's a problem. Even more so, if you present something as a threat and the president decides to do nothing with that, that can also be a problem, right? I would think so. So Gomez asked the question that I was thinking, which is like, why the fuck do you have a job then? What is your job? If Donald Trump can just decide off it what to do, regardless of your intelligence?
And ignore what you're doing, why do you guys even have a job? Why do you even advise them? So you're saying tomorrow the president of the United States can say China is an imminent threat, and then he can take his own, no matter what the intelligence says. He can take his own action. So that's what you're basically saying. Okay, let's go on. Director Gabbard, you said that North Korea has intercontinental ballistic missiles that can reach the homeland. Yet, the Defense Department said that Iran was at least 10 years away from achieving an intercontinental ballistic missile that can reach the homeland. Which one is a more serious threat, North Korea or Iran?
These threats are taken within the context of the total body of intelligence reporting.
So that's, it should be, and that's my point. It's not just about having the capability of building a weapon. It's if they can actually deliver that weapon, if they can, they have the intention of doing that. How many weeks away?
Right, Nemo, I bring that up all the time. They're like, well, we had to stop them from attacking us. I said, what about Russia? What about North Korea? Oh, well, they have nukes. Oh, so you're a scared little bitch. Okay, got it. We don't care about those threats. I don't know if anybody has seen, I'm sure Nemo has, I know Nemo has. If you guys have not looked up what they play, the kind of propaganda videos they play about the US on North Korean television, they constantly play images of them like nuking our cities all the time. That's not a threat? And they can actually hit us. Oh, but sure.
Are they? We haven't heard that they were weeks away. We haven't heard that they're months away. We're like, no, but that's what we're waiting for. Imminent, to me, means is that they're mobilizing troops.
What do you mean same with Iran, JCap? What do you mean? No, not the same. They do not have the ability to actually hit us. They do not have ICBMs. What are you talking about? There is no intelligence that says this. None.
Moving things into position, artillery. They're getting ready to attack. But everything that we've heard is that this is not the case.
Gentleman's time's expired. Mr. Klein.
So there's that. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to organize because I'm like bouncing around. Yeah, let's do this one. So then they're gonna ask. So King asks them, Gabbard and Ratcliffe, is the president getting daily briefings on intelligence? You would think that would be an important thing to do, especially right now with everything going on in Iran. Is he getting daily briefings? I think that would be a smart thing to fucking answer. So we're going to see if they can answer that question. Thank you, Iron Patriot. I appreciate you and your compliments.
Move on. Does the president take a daily brief from the intelligence community? This is a yes or no question, I think.
Yeah, the president, I would say, Senator, in my estimation, on average, I brief the president of the United States on intelligence probably on average 10 to 15 times a week, where I have conversations with him about specific, discrete issues. Sometimes there are dedicated...
Cool. That seems like a lot. That seems like a decent amount of time, 10 to 15 times a week. That's not the question he asked. Again, he asked if it was every day. You could have just answered that, but sure.
Sessions that last hours in length. Sometimes I'm briefing him on specific issues, sometimes 3 or 4 times a day. But I would say on average, my interactions where I'm briefing the president on important national security matters happens probably on average 10 to 15 times per week.
Thank you.
So 10 to 15 times per week, and then you said 3 to 4 times a day. So yes, every day? You could have just answered that. Like, dude, it's fine. You could have just answered that. It's a perfectly acceptable answer, 10 to 15 times a week. But you could have said, yes, every day on average about 10 to 15 times a week. I doubt that he's talking to him 3 to 4 times a day, though. I really don't think that that's happening. Thank you. Oh, for no name. For Anonymous, thank you for the 50 big W's. Just put big W, W no name. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say it like No Face, like Spirited Away, one of my favorite movies. I've been on a Studio Ghibli kick lately, by the way. If you haven't watched,
call him Deep Toot.
Call him what?
Deep Toot.
Deep Toot.
Oh no, it's Deep Throat.
Oh my God.
No, do you not know what I'm talking about?
I don't think so.
Hold on.
Insight. That erection.
Don't know what
Yeah.
Hold on. But thank you, No Name, for the 5-0. Thank you for how you do what you do. I appreciate you and I appreciate your support. You have a Spirited Away tattoo, Marina? I'm jealous. I want to. So I have a mermaid on my right thigh and I really want to do Studio Ghibli on my left thigh. It's from a game.
I swear I'm not. No, it's not from a game. It's from Watergate.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
He was the person was a non during Watergate, and that was his name.
Oh, really? Nixon?
Yeah.
Mad J said Nixon. Not Nixon was Nixon's name, but like that was a thing during Nixon. Huh? I must have missed that.
I swear I'm not crazy.
No. I just think I don't know about it. I think that's all.
Deep Toot was the joke on Gibson. I'm younger than her.
Is that the one?
I'm probably one of the youngest people in this live as we speak. No. Deep Toot was a joke on From Fairly Odd Parents. Anyways. Look, I'm proud of myself. I think I figured shit out. So
did they ever find out who it actually was? Is it the guy who there was a guy who just died who was one of the people who gave information.
Hold on.
At the time revealed through an attorney that he was. Okay, Mark Felt.
Yep.
Mark Felt. Yeah, okay. He died in 2008. So I don't know. Yeah. Cool. There's that is it called Watergate? There's a movie about the reporters, Bob Woodward and the other guy. I haven't watched it and I've been wanting to watch it. I think it's got Paul Rudd and Robert Redford. I've been wanting to watch that one. I need to find it on a streaming service to be able to watch it.
Final Days? No. All President's Men? I don't fucking...
It might have been. Let's do Watergate. Redford. Yeah, All the President's Men. That's the one. I've never seen it. I would like to watch it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take you off rampant.
My ADHD went out.
No, I'm just proud of myself right now.
Good for you. I was like, I have no clue what you're talking about, but that's actually really cool. It's an interesting fucking secret code name. Well, I wonder what Mark Mullin's was while he went overseas on his classified trip with Energy and Commerce. I wonder what his was.
Placenta Gate, yes.
Placenta Gate. So this is Mark Kelly. Mark Kelly is going to be asking Gabbard about I had pulled it up the other day now, where Donald Trump, one of Donald Trump's fundraising arms, was sending out emails to supporters trying to get donations, using a picture of him saluting the casket during a dignified transfer, which, by the way, side note, don't know if you guys know, Fox News is now not even showing the caskets at the dignified transfers. They're just hiding it now. So we're just not showing our soldiers coming home, which is interesting. But used a photo of the dignified transfer, and also in that same email said, if you donate, you will be up for getting briefings of intelligence, national security briefings you will receive if you donate to me. Wild. So Senator Kelly is going to ask Gabbard if they knew about this. Hey, did you know that you're going to be giving out briefings to people who donate to the president?
And I just want to point out something that was released about 6 days ago. This is a fundraising.
Todd, you haven't heard about that? He's going to show it, but yeah.
Email from the president of the United States. And in this email here, where there's multiple links to donate money, it says, as a national security briefing member, you'll receive my private national security briefings. Director Gabbard or Director Radcliffe, do you think the public should be able to, supporters of the president should be able to pay and receive his private national security briefings? I assume these are briefings, Director Radcliffe, that you provide to the president that is now going to be provided to somebody who makes a
regardless
donation.
of what that I don't know what that document is, but regardless of what it says, it didn't happen.
Oh, no, this is new.
So then the president lied to get money. I mean, I'm glad it didn't happen. I'm glad you're not sending out national intelligence briefings to fucking crazy MAGA donators. I'm glad about that. But why are they grifting off of it?
I want to know if there's anyone who's actually been that stupid to buy it.
Oh, so many. I think there was a story last year. I thought RTP covered it. There was a story last year about like the amount that even some elderly folks had gone into Ratcliffe, Nemo, that they had gone, that people had gone into debt donating to Donald Trump. And I actually think there was a couple of his donation sites there was reporting on where you had to manually opt out. So you thought you were doing a one-time donation, but it was taking it out monthly and people didn't fucking know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But what I'm telling you is that the Hatch Act would prevent me from an apolitical role from engaging in that. I'm not aware that anything like that.
Joe, we are talking about national security right now. We're talking about the hearings with Gabbard, Ratcliffe, and Patel. I don't know why you're going off about immigration right now. We haven't gotten to that section. Also, you need to understand that when you are citing House Budget Committee, you have to cite what they actually cited. Because guess what? CIS, FAIR, they have all testified in front of the House Budget Committee, and the things that they say are not based in any actual fact. So you would need to find the statistical information for that. A lot of the time, CIS likes to use the census, which does not differentiate between legal migrants and illegal immigrants. So
happened.
Yeah, this says unfiltered updates. So, Director Gabbard, do you have any comment on whether unfiltered updates of private national security briefings should be made to individuals that donate to the president?
I'm not familiar with that document, and
It's been made very public 6 days ago.
how do you not know about that? 6 days ago, I was covering it. RTP covered it. All sorts of content. Olive covered it. All sorts of content creators covered it. Yeah, CIS is also founded by Genesis, Nemo, so there's that. And if you can believe it, FAIR is actually worse than CIS in way of their media bias fact check rating. Joe called me a sheep and laughed when all I did was ask you for the actual sourced information, not just to cite what the House testifies to in committee, but sure. But how? You are the director of national intelligence and you don't know that you are being fucking prostituted out for grifting for the president?
We'll get you a copy here because I agree with you, Director Ratcliffe, that the Hatch Act
It was not an ad, it was an email. It was a fundraising email.
should prohibit this type of conduct.
Why aren't you guys speaking out against that? That's disgusting. That's a disgusting use. What the fuck is he fundraising for?
By the way, huge violations of Hatch Act.
Also that.
And this isn't the first time this has been done.
No. They've been doing that shit. So she's really, really good at getting intelligence, which is, did she know about his remarks in regards to not knowing that they would go after the Strait? Donald Trump said he didn't know that they would go after the Strait of Hormuz if they attacked Iran, and he didn't know that Iran would go after the Gulf states if he attacked them, which is a crazy thing, because even what you guys, like the common sense folks, know that that would be the case. Duh, of course they would do that. And, you know, the director of national intelligence and the Intelligence Committee apparently have no clue about this. I guess they're not very good at gathering intelligence.
You chose to omit the parts that contradict the president. The president continues to say as well that, you know, he had no idea, was shocked that the Iranians had moved to take over the Strait of Hormuz. Did you provide any intelligence that would say that it would be, that it was not likely that the Iranians would try to move on the Strait?
I'm not aware of those remarks, and I think those of us here at the table can point to the fact that historically the Iranians have always threatened to leverage their control over
Why would the
Strait
president
of
say he was
Hormuz.
amazed?
I'm not aware of those remarks.
What about the comments the president made that thought that he was surprised again, reports that Iran struck the adjacent Gulf states?
Again, I'm not aware of those remarks.
He's your boss. What do you mean you're not aware of those remarks? He's your fucking boss. That's crazy.
We have
well,
been
let me
and
ask you this.
continue to
Did
provide
you brief the president? Did you brief the president? Did you brief the president if he starts a war of choice that the
Joe, get on topic with national intelligence or you're getting muted. I'm warning you right now. When we talk about immigration, you can go off on your pre-copy pasted fucking things that you have in your notes app. But right now we're talking about intelligence. Stay on task.
Result would be that Iran would strike adjacent Gulf nations and close the Strait of Hormuz. Did you brief him on those two facts that I think have been consistently the assumptions of the intelligence community?
I have not and won't divulge internal conversations. I will say that those of us within the intelligence community continue to provide the president with all of the best objective intelligence available to inform his decisions.
Senator
How do you not know about the things the president is fucking saying? Yeah, just pulling a Mike Johnson for sure, doing that. And then Austin King is going to ask her about her knowledge. Here's that one we all like. Her knowledge on Russia sharing intelligence with Iran. And she doesn't give a no, it's not happening. She doesn't give a yes, it is. She gives a if it's going on. The answer would be appropriate for a closed session. So this is where we get some cousin fucking and answers here.
Update us on the intelligence on Russian intelligence sharing with Iran in the current conflict. What do we know?
Senator, if there is that sharing going on, that would be an answer that would be appropriate for a closed session.
Well, it's been in the public press. This is open source that it's occurring. Is it occurring?
Oh, maybe it's August. You might be right. I think it's August, King, Adi.
Again, if it is occurring, that would be an answer appropriate for a closed session. What I can tell you is that according to the Department of War, any support that Iran may be receiving is not inhibiting their operational effects.
Okay, that's sort of the first cousin of a yes, I guess.
I love this man.
It's the first cousin. Oh, Angus. We were okay. Me and Audie were both wrong. It's fine.
Wait, Eli, did you make that a soundbite yet?
Audie has it in her jams. It's right here.
Okay, that's sort of the first cousin of a yes.
Oh my god.
BRB.
I need I'm stealing that, Audie. It's going on my soundboard. I can't. Because there's so many people who try to answer questions. Oh, Justin made that one? Love that.
W.
Justin. That's fucking great. I love that one so much.
Justin, I said thank you from the TikTok chat. I know you can't hear me, but thank you.
Okay, what else do we got here? The leadership. Donald Trump says we've knocked it out. Pete Hegseth says we've knocked it out. And so it's all good. We're all good here. Well, Jason Crow is going to ask about that. Hold on.
Look at the light.
Ugh, I'd rather just sneeze. So Jason Crow is going to ask about what is the assessment now in regards to the certainty in regards to the leadership. Like Trump is saying the leadership is knocked out. They're not in power. Hegseth is saying they're underground when we've actively seen them walking around and talking to the people. And so here's Gabbard's answer on that to Jason Crow, who I love as a Coloradan. I love him. He's not my representative. Unfortunately, I don't live in Aurora anymore, so he's not my representative. But we do love Jason Crow. If you look him up, there are images of him where he was protecting women on the top floor of the House during January 6th. Particularly one woman was having a panic attack. He was calming her down. He is also a veteran. Oh, what did I do? How did I do that?
Did you break it?
Yeah. Hold on.
Why?
I have
Guys,
all this other, I somehow got rid of all of my windows.
we're at 59 likes right now, guys. Let's boost that up a little bit. Let's make sure we are reposting out to your stories. We have $44 left. We can knock this out very, very quickly, guys. Let's do all the wonderful things. You guys knocked out Michael. Let's knock out Monica's, and let's keep doing the good things.
I fixed it. We're fine.
Yay!
Director Gabbard, it is your job and the job of your agency and department to assess the views of Iranian leadership, their policy beliefs and policy positions, correct?
Yes.
That includes now deceased Ali Khamenei of Iran, correct?
Yes.
And the now leader, his son Mujtaba Khamenei, correct?
Yes.
The son is considered more of a hardliner than his father. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
So hardline that even
Matt, a swan kick is a gift on TikTok. It is one way through capitalism. If you are on TikTok and it tends to be a better deal. If you pay for a swan to kick than paying the 1-0 through my apps to kick, when we do have a guest that you no longer want to listen to anymore, you are fed up with me talking to them and you can get rid of them. Apparently, Trump supporters are not calling today because they cannot defend this with factual evidence. So there's that.
some of Iran's leaders thought he was too aggressive. Isn't that correct?
That is the intelligence community assessment, yes.
Mushtaba, the son, is particularly close to the brutal.
Oh, now they're going to call me, man.
You say it and they shall call.
I do. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
I didn't vote.
Why not?
Well, you know, I'm not like of age to vote.
Oh, you weren't old enough to vote. Okay. Do you,
Yeah.
what is your age?
But like I can tell you who like I support. And
No, it's fine. What is your age?
16.
Okay. Well, you can't even be on the internet on YouTube, Twitch, or TikTok at all right now. If you were just turned 18 or 19, I still would have had a conversation with you, but
Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and their most hardline commanders, correct?
That is the intelligence community assessment.
He was involved in ordering violent crackdowns on Iranian protesters, including their murder, correct?
Yes.
And we don't know if the son will continue his father's religious ban on developing nuclear weapons. Is that correct?
It is unknown at this time.
You testified before this committee last year that the elder, now deceased Khomeini, had in 2003 banned the nuclear weapons program or suspended it, correct?
There was a fatwa in place that stated that.
And that fatwa remained in place last year when you testified before this committee, correct?
Yes.
And that fatwa remained in place recently, correct?
As far as I know, it has not been lifted.
Yeah, you're aware of no information that would lift that fatwa.
I'm not aware of any intelligence reporting that states that. To be clear on the Mojtaba, the son who has been named to replace him, it is unclear of his status or his involvement. He was injured very severely through one of the Israeli strikes. And so the decision-making is unclear about what's happening in the Iranian leadership.
So it's unclear. So we're less certain of the positions of Iranian leadership and their intentions than we were 60 days ago, correct?
That's an accurate assessment.
that's a problem. That's a problem. Again, there are a lot of rumors going around that he's dead, which he might be. We don't know. We haven't seen him, but he's also not very known for being out in the public even before his father died. So it's pronounced Hamene. So we don't know, but that's bad. That's bad that we don't know who's in charge of the leadership, what their plan is. We have no intelligence on that. That's very, very bad. It has thrown us into upheaval. That's not a good thing. Okay, that was Crow. And those are Patel and Ratcliffe. So we're going to go to Gabbard's previous statements. This was in 2020, before she was the director of national intelligence. And her statements about starting a war in Iran under President Trump's leadership. These are her words about Trump. I wonder what changed. Could it have been money?
President Trump has committed an illegal and unconstitutional act of war, pushing our nation headlong into a war with Iran without any authorization from Congress. A war that would be so costly and devastating, it would make our wars in Iraq and Afghanistan look like a picnic. In doing so, he has undermined our national security in two critical ways. Number one, Iran is no longer complying with the Iran nuclear agreement and is quickly speeding forward in developing their nuclear weapons capability, putting us and the world at greater risk. Number two, our troops in Iraq are no longer focusing on preventing a resurgence of ISIS and al-Qaeda. Instead, all of their efforts are now focused on Iranian forces and Iranian-backed Shia militias. Congress must act today to stop further escalation of this war. Vote yes on H-Con Res 8-3 to uphold the Constitution, which we all took an oath to support. Vote yes to stop Trump's war with Iran.
Oh, interesting. How the turntables. Tulsi. This is something that should scare everybody in way of intelligence. Senator Wyden is going to ask Patel about committing to not buying Americans' location data. Something that we shouldn't want. I don't want the government. You guys are the party of limited government, less government control, less government oversight. And yet Kash Patel is going to not commit here to buying your data, your location data.
Can you commit this morning to not buying Americans' location data?
Thank you. The FBI uses all tools, Senator, thank you for the question, to
Why do you need a piece of paper to answer that question?
do our mission. We do purchase commercially available information that's consistent with the Constitution and the laws under the Electronic Communications Privacy Act, and it has led to some valuable intelligence for us to be utilized with our private and partner sectors.
So you're saying that the agency will buy Americans' location data. I believe that that's what you've said in kind of intelligence lingo, and I just want to say, as we start this debate, doing that without a warrant is an outrageous end run around the Fourth Amendment. It's particularly dangerous.
I can, Audie, but I think that's why I'm on my... If you guys haven't taken the political compass test, I have the link for it in my bio. You can take your political compass test, answer some questions, kind of find out where you fall on the spectrum. Again, and you can take it multiple times a year because a lot of the times you will change and you will move depending on your ideology. I actually agree with that. I don't like the fucking Patriot Act. So, I mean, I don't agree with that at all. Stay the fuck out of my business.
No. Sorry, let me know you can hear me.
Can hear you just cutting out a little bit.
Okay, hold on. The reason I say it is because with publicly available information that's able to be purchased, I can't be mad at them. And that's on the fault of the companies that make it available for purchase.
Sure. So then I would agree with you in that aspect, but I would say then we need to have Congress make it so that they cannot... not that just the government can't, but that corporations can't sell it or buy it themselves, and that the government cannot do so as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I would agree with you on that. Audie jump scared you.
Okay, placenta out.
Placenta out. That didn't cut out at all. Everything else she said was like in and out, but that was perfect.
Given the use of artificial intelligence to comb through massive amounts of private information, this is Exhibit A for why Congress needs to pass our bipartisan, bicameral bill, the Government Surveillance Reform Act.
Just like that, like me and Audie were talking about. Make it so that they can't do that. You guys don't agree with that? Is it just because me, a leftist who happens to be a registered independent, is saying it? Can you guys agree with that? I know you guys are going back and forth about weird shit. I don't know why we're talking about Charlie Kirk in the fucking chat. Let's not do that. Let's focus on what I said. Do you agree? I know. I don't know where they be at. Do you agree that Congress, should put in some form of action that does not allow corporations to buy our data or sell our data, and subsequently that the government cannot buy or sell our data as well? Would you agree with me on that? Especially our location data. Would you agree with me on that? I don't think the government should have that access. We're going to obfuscate. Don't you have some fraud to go do somewhere? By the way, guys, in way of fraud, please keep donating to my fraud fund. I have $44 left in my fund. So I would appreciate it if you guys could do that. Do you agree that you would be able to have the position you have in Iran right now? No, not necessarily. Two things can be true at the same time, Tara. I know you guys live in this fucking world where you live in a duopoly. Look up that word, Tara, while you're at it screaming. Two things can be true. I can disagree with the regime and also think that we need to stay the fuck out of it. All you're doing is creating an entirely new group of radicalized terrorists. Congratulations. A whole new generation of them. Mark Warner is going to ask Patel about the squandering of funds, particularly as we saw Kash Patel has been taking the jet to go see his girlfriend at her concerts because she's an artist. A musician. He also took using taxpayer money and went over to the Olympics, not for any kind of security thing, but just to fucking party with the hockey players. So what the fuck? Why are we spending money like this? He was the one who said that Christopher Wray should not be spending $50,000 a trip using the jet for FBI, using it for trips. He said that. There are multiple podcasts. I've played the clips before where he said that Christopher Wray should not have been doing that. And that Comey should not have been doing that. And yet he's doing it. So Mark Warner is going to ask him about that.
And the remaining scarce resources are being squandered on things like a $60 million jet for the director's personal travel so he can go golfing in Scotland or partying with athletes in Milan. In fact, according to a whistleblower account, those flights became so frequent they even delayed the Bureau's response to major incidents like the Charlie Kirk assassination or the shooting at Brown University. And the remaining scarce resources
we're actually missing out on doing things that he should be doing in his job because of his expenditures in other places. And then Michael Bennet, one of our senators here in Colorado, love Michael Bennet. He is running for governor against Phil Weiser. The midterms for that are going to be June 30th. Get to decide who's going to run on the Democratic ticket for governor because Jared Polis is out. Thank God. Go away. And we will get to decide between Michael Bennet and Phil Weiser, and then in November decide who our governor is going to be. But he is asking Ratcliffe specifically about the fact that they warned President Trump if Israel assassinated the supreme leader that the IRGC would replace him with somebody more hardline. Ratcliffe kind of tries to obfuscate, and Bennett says, I'm just quoting the president.
I know, Director Radcliffe, that you warned President Trump that if Israel assassinated the supreme leader, the IRGC would replace him with potentially a harder line puppet. In fact, I think what was clear is that the likelihood was that it would be a hard line puppet. Do you disagree with that characterization of the intelligence?
To that specific question, what we knew was, first of all, I guess I have to address up front, so much of what you related in there, the difference between political rhetoric versus...
Not political rhetoric. I'm quoting...
Justin, how much do you want to bet? How much are you willing to put down?
How much, Justin?
He's in the YouTube. How much do you want to put down on it? How much do you want to bet?
Oh, not good, Justin.
No, not good, Justin. Of course not. What's Justin betting me for? How much you want to bet? Let's put it in an account.
The President of the United States.
Political rhetoric versus military.
Director, I'll ask
difference
you
between that and military and intelligence execution. But here's the most important thing. You mischaracterized this as saying there aren't clearly defined goals. The defined goals are very clear. Degrade and destroy the missile inventory and drone inventory, delay and degrade the military industrial base and factories that produce that, degrade and destroy the IRGC Navy that could control the strait. These are all defined goals that were set out specifically. The premise of the question is that...
time back, Mr. Chairman, I can't get a word in edgewise. He won't answer the question, and then he's taking a minute of my time.
You're both big boys. You can handle it yourself.
Okay, well, Director,
Well, then tell him to shut up because it's Bennett's time.
Agree that you are, and I appreciate what you're saying. And I'm not... My point is not what your characterization of the war is. My point is what the characterization, the commander
about regime
I'm
change?
not asking you anymore, Mr. Director. I'm sorry because I'm out of time because of how you use the time. The complete lack of clarity should matter to everybody. President Trump, most of all, he is the person that got elected on the criticism that we had fought 2 wars in the Middle East that had lasted for 20 years. And now we're hearing the testimony is to get their ballistic missiles, to not even get to the nuclear stuff, we're going to have to be in a perpetual war with Iran. And I don't think that's where the American people are on this. This is a serious threat. This is a serious threat to us and to Israel. The question is how to handle it. And President Trump said, we are not the policemen of the world. He ran on that. And now he's turned us into the world's policeman, into its jury, into its judge, into its executioner. And just because we have the most advanced military in the world, it doesn't mean that we should be in a perpetual war all around the world. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
It depends who the chairman was. So that's Congress, House of Permanent. Okay, so Tom Cotton. It would be Tom Cotton's bitch ass. That makes sense, doesn't it? See who that chairman was. Okay. I finished with that. I have 20-ish minutes, which is going to take a little longer than that. I guess if we go over a little bit, we can, because I really wanted to get to this, and then I can get to other stuff tomorrow, I believe. Okay. I probably won't watch the entire thing, because it is 40 fucking minutes long, but we will go over some of this shit with Nick Shirley. I'm so sorry. I apologize. He's done. He's cooked. He's over. This kid doesn't know fraud if it bit him in the fucking face. And he hasn't proven it. He hasn't proven fraud in any way, shape, or form. He hasn't exposed fraud in any way, shape, or form. All he's done is talked about things that were already being investigated, already being convicted. And so we're going to go into this video where he discovers what hospice billing is, because I don't think he understands what hospice is and home health care is. And we're going to go over this video a little bit. And I might fast forward. I might skip around through the video too, because again, it's long.
This is the sound.
I apologize for that. That was fucking loud. Jesus Christ. Sorry.
Of hospice money. Could you just answer the question, what's the need for a 1,000% increase in hospice care here inside of LA? Do you have the paperwork to enroll a little boy by the name of Joey?
You don't know what's going on.
Well, it says there's 14 children enrolled here on the state of California. That there is $6,000 per beneficiary. Can you give us any explanation? Where can we open a hospice at? Get a Maybach just like you.
California may have the largest.
Arturo, yes, he does. He absolutely does. He actually ends up having this tiny little, like my goal counter right here. He has a supposed fraud counter that he adds to on the bottom of the screen of uncovered fraud. So absolutely he does say he's going to uncover certain fraud. He absolutely fucking does. Pay attention.
Largest amount of fraud in the country, as California is the state with the highest taxes and collects more money than any other state in America. It is filled with fraud. California's version.
No, Brendan, this is actually worse than the Somalia thing, because he was wrong with the Somalia thing, and then he's even worse here in California.
Of Medicaid called Medicare.
You're okay, Arturo. Maybe he didn't do it on his other ones. He does do it on this one.
Cal has more than doubled since 2022 from $108 billion to a proposed $222 billion in 2026. Their population, however, has not grown exponentially. However, their spending has. There has been a 1,000% increase in hospice care in the Los Angeles County. In fact, 1 out of every $10 of home health care in America is spent in Los Angeles.
According to him. And also, by the way, I will preface this, as RTP pointed out yesterday, it was it 2022 or 2023? I believe that LA, and California specifically, but LA put a moratorium. If you guys don't know what a moratorium is, it means a stop. Put a moratorium on being able to enlist new licenses for hospice billing. So the businesses that you have are the ones that you have, which means they're probably doing some sort of oversight for the amount. I've talked about this in regards to getting CDLs for truck driving, right? I think that it has been way too easy to be able to start a school that gives out CDLs, and I think there needs to be oversight and regulation, and I think we need to close a bunch of those down who have not been following that regulation. So what you're telling me is that government regulation is the key. Got it. So in LA, they put a moratorium where they were not allowed to issue or apply. You could apply, but they're going to deny it. You could not apply anymore for hospice billing licenses. They were not allowing you to do that. He doesn't reference that at all in this video. Why? Because he doesn't know. He does not know that. But you're not allowed to anymore. So the ones that are there are the ones that are there, which means they're probably looking into them and there's probably oversight on them.
On top of that, their government-funded daycare programs are filled with violations. While they continue to give money to these fraudsters, it is estimated.
This is literally how confirmation bias research works, by the way. You are assuming they're fraudsters without showing any proof. You haven't shown any proof. You would have to find me proof of fraud before you could call them fraudsters. You are going in with the assumption that they're fraudsters. By the way, in this video in particular, he brings his mommy.
That the fraud in California could be in the hundreds of billions of dollars. In this video, we'll be going face to face with these fraudsters, confronting them as they defraud the American taxpayer out of millions and billions of dollars as they live their lives in luxury, driving around luxurious cars that cost more than $100,000 that you actually paid for.
A car parked on the street that you have no clue is even part of that business. He just makes shit up. You guys are so simple. Your guys' minds are fucking mush. You guys are like, he's awesome. I fucking love him.
Let's start first by going to these daycares filled.
Aw, that made me mad. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
Illinois, Trump, 33.
Okay, why are you still supporting Trump?
Because I think, like I said before, Trump's done a lot of great things. But do you mind if I speak on the topic that you were just talking about with Nick Shirley?
Sure.
Do you think that is I heard your argument of saying that some of the stuff that he brings up might not be new per se. Some of the stuff is things, some of the things that he's bringing up, they are actively investigating and whatnot. But don't you think it's important that it gets more exposure so that people understand what's going on?
Sure, I don't have any problem with that, but I have issue with how he presents it, because he presents it as if it's new and nobody knows about it, and he presents it as if people aren't being caught for this. He didn't expose anybody. That's the thing. He didn't even talk about what it actually was. Do you know what the convictions and the investigations for fraud were specifically?
Well, I think that the way that people present things is, like, okay, so subjective though, because I just heard you say.
I asked you a specific.
We're not going
to do that. You do this every fucking day. We're not going to do this.
Now you're yelling.
I asked you, yeah, because you won't shut the fuck up. I asked you a specific question. What were the people who were convicted of fraud? The people, I know, the people convicted of fraud in Minnesota, what were they convicted of fraud for doing?
I don't know. I'm not
so Nick Shirley did not present. So Nick Shirley did not present the fraud in Minnesota correctly then, because you don't know.
Oh, you're talking about what were the accusations, or what the convictions were, or the accusations? You said convictions.
I said nope. I said the convictions and the investigations. Yeah.
Well, I know the investigations were into the learning centers and a lot of the transportation
show me where the AG in Minnesota has opened investigations into the learning center.
I can't.
Because they didn't.
Because I don't track that.
Because they didn't. That did not happen.
Fine.
Okay, so then Nick Shirley lied. No, Nick Shirley didn't expose anything. They lied. Nick Shirley lied.
Well, but I think that
what were the convictions
that was shown that they should.
Why?
Think that's
Based
what
on
it is.
what?
It doesn't matter.
Based on what?
Based.
Mm-hmm.
I think based on what I've seen, the documents that his partner and that he was working with, I think his name was David in that video, they were working together, and David pretty much did the research and shown that based on the state's records, these daycare centers had billed for X amount of dollars.
Correct.
And so they went around to see what does that type of operation look like.
Yes. What time did he show up? What time did he show up? That's not what they make, by the way.
They went out there multiple times.
What time did they show up?
They went out there multiple times.
What time did they show up?
I don't know every time. I don't know.
Did they go to the front?
Time.
I know. Did they go to the front entrance or the side entrance?
Well, I've been to a lot of daycares.
You didn't watch it. You didn't pay attention. You just believed what he said. That's where the problem is. By the way, if you don't know, the fucking fraud that was caught that Nick Shirley didn't talk about at all, okay, was a COVID fund for meals for children. Had nothing to do with daycare. You guys don't research. You just believe what he said. And you don't even know what he said because you didn't watch it. I have to sit here and watch this fundy voice 23-year-old fucking idiot feeding our future. Yes, law. I have to watch him because you don't watch him. I have to debunk him because you don't debunk him. Because you guys don't research shit. You just go, that sounds right. And you keep going on with your life. It's wild. And we will go through that with some of this in the video.
With violations that still continue to receive money from the government. So this is the location of the daycare. It's in the middle of this shopping.
He did, Aunt Max. He went to multiple locations. Did any investigation come out of those at all? Did he expose anything? No? Okay.
Plaza, a lot of the buildings are closed down or boarded up, have been graffitied. And then you also have just a big dumpster right here.
Oh my God, a dumpster. Oh my God.
This garbage, and then the daycare is right there. We're gonna go in right now.
We actually have a homeless person there too.
Oh.
You see that?
There's actually somebody sleeping here right now.
Yeah, let's film the person. Hello? Let's film the homeless person.
Right? Yeah. And so there is.
Leave him the fuck alone.
Sleeping right next to.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all? The fuck is wrong with all? Leave. Why are you filming people?
The thing that annoys the fuck out of me is these are the same people that will demonize the younger generation for getting involved in politics, but yet will put this illegitimate adult on a platform.
JD Vance said he should get the Pulitzer.
I can't.
The daycare, he's sleeping right here, and the daycare is right there. This does not look like a place where you'd want to bring your child, and it does not look suitable and set the code to be a place where children are enrolled. So they do have some children here. How many do they usually say they?
Oh, so it is a running daycare, so it's not fraud. It's a running daycare with children.
They also don't understand daycares. They don't comprehend daycares at all.
Right, but again, he lied.
Yeah.
He lied.
Have, or what's the story with the
The
children?
last few visits from the state have said that they have 39 enrolled.
And right now we're seeing about 5 children.
When there are 30,
Is that his mom?
Yes. When there are 39 enrolled students, does that mean 30 are enrolled in daycare or students, even in school? Does that mean 39 show up every single day?
Nope.
Oh, I'm glad we understand attendance.
Also, enrollment doesn't give you specifics on the children in general. They could be part-time, they could be full-time, they could just show up on certain days of the week. It's absolutely wild. If people don't understand how daycares work or the lack of funding daycares get to begin with, no one should be talking about daycares until we want to overfund public education and overfund childcare.
I have seen days where I've sent my child to school and she is one of 7 kids in a class of 28 because the weather was so bad other people didn't show up. Was that fraud? I guess her school's fraud.
Yes.
They are enrolling right now. It says Medina Learning Center is now enrolling. So let's see if
I'm glad he can point, or he can read with his pointer finger. I'm so proud of you.
little Joey can leer a little bit here.
Which means he's going to now start committing fraud by falsely saying that he is going to enroll a child for daycare that he doesn't have. Again, you guys do this a lot. You do it in regards to the CBP One app where you said, I went and filed to get a court date. It's that easy. Oh, so you committed fraud. Congratulations. I'm glad you admitted that on this Beyonce's internet.
You're at Medina. Do you have the paperwork to enroll a little boy by the name of Joey? Yes, we'd like to enroll little Joey into daycare.
Him putting that she doesn't speak English, how do you know that? Do you know that for a fact? Do you know that she doesn't speak English for a fact? This is what I'm talking about. You guys are so racist and so simple-minded that you can't even critique the fact that he is writing in chat, doesn't speak English. We don't know that for a fact. Maybe she just doesn't want to talk to you. Maybe it's just that.
They have as their
speaks in Somali
backup facility the UMI Learning Center, and the UMI Learning Center was convicted in federal court in 2024 of having 150 ghost kids. So I want to find out what the affiliation is and why this facility is listed as the backup.
Yeah, can I get the paper?
Hold on, I want to go back and see that.
Yes, we'd like to enroll
He
little
shows
Joey
it so quick,
into
I want to
daycare.
say it. Hold on.
They have as their backup facility.
That's crazy.
Emergency disaster plan for child care centers. So name of facility, Medina Learning Center. Assignment. This is the staff, direct evacuation and person count. This is the person in charge of handling first aid. This would be the person doing the emergency phone numbers. Facility, exit, frame door, temporary relocation site, if available. Submit letter of permission from renter, leaser, manager, property owner. So temporary relocation sites for the emergency disaster would be UMI in San Diego. Okay, so there's that part.
Facility, the UMI Learning Center, and the UMI Learning Center was convicted in federal court in 2024 of having 100.
But that has nothing to do with Medina.
No. They're tying the two together. By the way, to the Republicans in the chat, if they want to start getting upset because the owner of the daycare or whomever that is did not have conversations with Nick Shirley, I want you to sit and think about if your child was in that daycare center and that teacher chose to let a stranger with a camera crew walk in.
Oh, it's going to get worse. But again, okay, so the president specifically, not the people running it, but the president of UMI Learning Center, sentenced to 27 months in prison and ordered to pay $3.7 million back in stolen childcare benefits. Great. I'm glad that they caught them. I would like to see what year this happened. Let me type this in.
Also, why we talk about that, I think everyone should understand that if you take your child to daycare, child care programs, et cetera, always appreciate your teachers and make sure you give them all the love and support, because we are not only understaffed but underfunded and never fully appreciated.
Yay, Joe Biden.
Really?
So proud of you. Good job. Good job. Shocker. Not good at this. Okay. But again, they caught that fraud for UMI. The problem is that his mother and him are going to tie it to Medina. All that they showed you, which is why I paused it, because they show it quick, so that you can just believe what you want to believe and you don't actually look anything up. You have to pause it and look and research into these things, is that the Medina Learning Center filled out an evacuation plan in case of an emergency. And all they did is that they decided that it would be the UMI Learning Center that they would take these kids to. I wanted to try and see what year they filled this out, if there's a year on it, actually. I don't see one. I would like to see what year they filled this out, because if it was before the investigation and conviction, again, but also still wouldn't tie it to them. UMI, that's a problem. But they also have a secondary, the Huda Community Center. UMI, I'm glad got caught. I'm glad the president of UMI got caught for what they were doing. What does that have to do with this center? Nothing. They're just trying to tie it because you guys are idiots and don't research anything.
Was convicted in federal court in 2024 of having 150 ghost kids. So I want to find out what the affiliation is and why this facility is listed as the backup.
Yeah, can I get the paperwork to enroll a child?
Yes, I can.
Great.
What do you think about daycares being used for fraudulent businesses to receive money from the government to say they're enrolling 39 children, 89 children, and for millions of dollars be going towards these facilities? What do you think about that as you do work in a daycare?
No, it does happen. I've seen it like elsewhere.
Of course it happens. Nobody would deny. Yeah, also, that's what I was just researching on that the DOJ site. Ghost kids is not something that is listed. It is that they were paid out this amount for approximately 150 households. It wouldn't have been ghost children, but it was households is what they was calculated under, so not ghost kids. But yeah, nobody's denying that it happens. For sure. For sure fraud happens. I agree.
I've seen it. I've been listening to the news. So it does happen.
Thank you.
The card that they gave us, this is the licensee, the person who owns it.
And that's so far been the only thing they've been able to give us.
Oh, so when you asked about enrolling a child, and you said she didn't speak English, and she walked away and came back and gave you a card with information to enroll your child that doesn't exist, you were wrong. She wasn't lying, and she wasn't frauding you. Okay, got it.
To how to enroll a child. And then in the back corner of this parking lot appears to be the playground. Here's a bunch of garbage, and then right here appears to be the playground.
That's my tax money, and I don't care. I don't care that tax money is properly going to a daycare center.
Some strange things are happening outside this daycare. Whether or not it's fraudulent, there is a lot of suspicious activity.
That's not, how do you know that that's attached to the daycare? You don't know that.
This right here is Hayden Sarah.
All right, again, he likes to pause, so we're going to look. State of California Health and Human Services Agency Facility Evaluation Report. Haydar Sara Family Child Daycare. Okay.
Family Child Care. This is a daycare right here. Apparently, they have 14 children enrolled. Tell us a little bit more about this daycare right here.
Now, also, all of us, somebody who runs daycares, does that mean that 14 children show up every single day of the week or enrolled every single day of the week for daycare?
No.
Right. They could be 1 day of the week, 2 days out of the week.
It's all on a different schedule. That's the thing about daycares. Everything changes constantly. When I worked at the CDC, which stands for the Center or Childhood Development Center, Childhood Development Center for the DOD and military personnel and their families, we had over 600 kids at once Enrolled.
Sure.
Not all 600 kids showed up on the same day.
No, their daycare is set for different times of the day, different because depending on age range too. Like you're not having a preschooler or like a baby there all day. They might be there for a couple hours on a certain day. Like that is a silly fucking thing to say. But these are home daycares.
We're in the middle of the hills here in
Oh,
San
go
Diego.
ahead.
Aunt Max, you need to look at most daycare facilities and see how many children show up on a regular basis. On average.
Right.
So, according to state records, when inspectors arrived here, there were 14 kids enrolled, but 0 present.
Did they show up on a day where the kids were meant to be there? Did they show up on a day where maybe kids called in and they didn't go to the daycare that day? Do you know any of that information?
And then this place
with your 2002 peplum top
was also cited for having missing children's records.
Let's see. Mandated reporter training not current. AB 1207 certificate unavailable. Required every 2 years. Also flagged in 2023 inspection period. Okay, they should get that fixed. I agree. Incomplete emergency info cards. 2 of 3 children. 2 of 3 children's files. Missing emergency contacts, physician info, and medical consent authorization. They need to get that fixed, but that's not fraud. That means that they probably didn't get it from the parents. They need to get that emergency information from the parents, and 2 out of the 3 children. No facility roster maintained. License was not maintained. Any current roster of enrolled children required by law. They should get that fixed. These are all, look, they got cited for, and they should get those fixed. That's why they get citations, so that they have an opportunity to fix them. Does not inherently mean fraud. But I agree. Look into that.
And also not
Nick Shirley, look into that. State of California.
having a facility roster.
It's kind of weird that there's this daycare in the middle of a neighborhood.
It's not! He's never heard of a home-run daycare before!
Do you know, fun fact, so home ran daycare centers are actually put to a higher level and are more likely to go through investigations rather than a public one because they have to abide by higher rules and regulations.
Yeah, because you're at home.
Did he just say it's weird that there's a daycare center in the middle of a neighborhood?
Uh-huh. He sure did.
What?
That's what's wrong with him. What's fucking wrong with him?
Joe Friday, the House Budget Committee is heavily right-winged, you absolute half-wit.
You can keep giving him like little mutes just to piss him off because he's not on track at all. I think he might be a bot, to be honest. Like he keeps talking about immigration. We're not even talking about immigration. I'm sorry if you're triggered, Chicky. I warned y'all. I was going to play this. I warned y'all you were going to be triggered. I'm so sorry.
Also, the little snippet that they showed of the like missing information or whatever, did it show the name of the daycare on there?
I don't think so.
It's so weird to see these daycares in a neighborhood. They're actually beneficial more than people realize it.
No, it does not. It does not show that it is this daycare.
Yeah, because I was like looking for, I just Googled the name of the daycare, missing children data, and I'm not seeing.
Right, because all of that would be public record. You'd be able to find it.
Mm-hmm.
And also not having a facility roster.
It's kind of weird that there's this daycare in the middle of a neighborhood.
God, he's stupid.
I was naked, okay?
No, you weren't.
I can sue you. I was like, I wasn't dressed up. I'm Muslim.
Either way, can we enroll a child into the daycare?
He's saying, no, you weren't. She means when you initially knocked on the door, idiot. She needed to get dressed. She is a Muslim woman. She needs to cover herself before she can open the door for you.
You don't know what's going on.
Well, it says there's 14 children enrolled here on the state of California.
Which, by the way, they all know who you are now.
Mm-hmm.
It says there's 14 children enrolled here.
You don't care.
I do care.
You don't.
Then where are the
You
children?
don't.
Where are the
None of
children
them
at?
care.
It's 9 up, Minnesota. You come here.
Where are the children at? Where are the children at, ma'am? All right,
Go,
so what she's
lady.
doing, she's making a video right now. She's gonna send it out all to all the other daycares.
As she should.
At the end
To all the other daycares, do they have a Reddit thread that they share with each other that I don't know about?
No, but some of
No,
them
they do
have
talk to each other. Yeah, neighborhood
absolutely.
security and stuff like that. Hi, Hector.
So you just gave me some stuff that I can use sparks. Oh, sorry, Hector.
Fuck off. This just pissed me the fuck.
I'm so sorry.
First and foremost,
Why is he not being arrested on harassment charges?
Oh, it gets
Like,
worse.
he's harassing people.
He films children later. Unaccompanied children. I almost said unoccupied because of that guy on your live that day.
Oh my gosh.
got so mad at him.
Everett, I was just about to say that this grown man standing outside a person's house saying, "Where are the children?" Shouting, "Where are the children?"
It is MAGA. Yeah, no, he films unaccompanied children outside of an apartment complex and films his mom like, it's just sad, crying. Did you call the cops?
Did you do something to protect them? Like, no. And again, half of these people have, number one, never walked into a daycare facility. They'll drop their kids off or they'll have their wives drop the kids off. Number two, they don't actually appreciate their daycare workers because they treat them as fucking babysitters when that is not their purpose. The purpose of a daycare, a childcare facility is to enrich your child with basic development skills. There is a whole fucking degree in this shit. Early childhood development is so important, but this shows me that the Republican Party and Trump supporters would rather be okay with a man who's on a file of a man who harmed children rather than support the people who work day in, day out, low pay, high overturn rate. Like, I could talk about this shit for fucking hours. I had 38 kids. Me and 38 kids for upwards of 2 years in the same room. Half of them were on the spectrum, half of them were not. And I loved what the fuck I did.
It's wild.
The day enrolled for 14 children, no children here, and this is from the state of California. We're not targeting Somalian population. We're just going after daycares, and just so happens.
You're telling me that you didn't go through California state records and pick out very, very specific names? Because
literally,
he doesn't go to Karen Smith's house at all.
Like we didn't hear the accent. Like, you know what? Let me drop down. All I know is there has to be some kind of fucking charge we can get this guy on, and we need to get Congress.
I'm sure
Congress got to start to stop the Nick Shirley's act or some bullshit, because this is fucking stupid.
Nick Shirley.
No.
BRB, gonna go call my senator.
I'm sure he could get sued for defamation. There's a couple businesses later that he talks about. I'm sure they could sue him for defamation.
Oh God, yeah.
How does he not know what home child care is when there's a whole ass movie about it?
What movie?
Daddy Daycare.
Oh, Daddy Daycare.
Jesus Christ, people.
Well, he didn't watch that because that had a black man in it.
True. Yeah, Eddie Murphy been done this.
Is that before or after the produce gets washed in the rain?
The produce gets washed in the rain all day, every day at the grocery store. Every time a little thunderstorm happens.
Christian Markle said he can't be sued.
Cleaned.
He can't be sued. He absolutely can be sued. You know what defamation is? If you are slandering somebody to the point it affects their business, he absolutely can be sued. He put this on the internet.
You know what that mist? You know what that mist is, Olive?
Huh?
Glyphosate and ivermectin.
Shut up. Go away.
Who does he think Nick Shirley is that he can't be sued? Like, what? How important do you think Nick Shirley is?
He's a 23-year-old literal kid.
Right.
He's my
All the
age.
daycares, they are Somalian so far. Where are the children at, ma'am?
What?
14 children. Would you like to make a statement as to where the children are?
You don't care where is my children.
Ma'am, we would not be here if we weren't asking you.
You don't care.
What do you mean we don't care? This is why we're here.
And don't record me. You don't care.
This is why we're
You
here
should
to
have just
ask
called the cops.
about these daycares.
I think she threatens to.
My name's Nick Shirley. You already know that.
Shirley, I know, but you a trouble man.
How are we making trouble? You're causing trouble.
Because you're a white man. You're a white man standing outside of a neighborhood yelling, "Where are the children at?"
We just want to know where the children are.
No, I'm calling 911.
Cameras in their
For what?
faces.
For what?
You come to my house.
We haven't done anything.
I don't know.
The problem with these daycares is that they receive money through a program called CalWorks, but as you see, there are no children actually there. These fraudsters are simply in.
What time did you show up? What day is it?
And the thing about at-home daycare systems, they give the wiggle room to have it whenever and however
It's
long.
flexible, yeah.
Correct. The only thing, and I'd have to look at California. I know specifically in Virginia, you can't do a 24-hour one until you've gone through in like intensive training.
enrolling children on paper to receive government subsidies. Even after the state visits these daycares and confirms there are no children actually there, the government and the state continue to give these daycares money. Now let's go to another daycare. Once again, we have another daycare, but this daycare is right here inside of this home. And let's see if there's any children here. They do say they have 7 enrolled. The state has said that there is 0 when they arrive. Is this Habubu Family Child Care? Yeah, we were wondering if we could enroll a child into the daycare here.
We know you. You need to get up from here because there is trespassing. You see the sign we have trespassing?
And can I speak with somebody on the sidewalk?
Do you think he wears his shoes inside the house? I just thought about it when I saw those shoes.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think he takes his shoes off.
I don't know why white people do that.
Don't forget, they didn't know how to bathe.
I know.
Just like to speak with somebody. Yes, sir.
Hide the sign, please.
Yes, we're right here. Can we talk to you really quick, sir? Can I come talk to you, please? All right, so right now, the current situation is we have some people yelling through the Ring doorbell cam. A man came out, started yelling, and then we also have this car recording us as well. But we just want to ask for some clarification for the American people.
Email, bitch.
Or if you think something's going on, you send a report into the state of California and they do that investigation. This is not your job.
Yep. Different visits, the state inspectors have shown up. There's kids enrolled.
Let's see.
Justin, the Safe Harassment Free Institutions Requiring Legal Enforcement for Youth Act or the Shirley Act.
Oh my God. Okay, but like, we need that. I love it. All right, so facility evaluation report. Ali Habib.
Justin, send that to Eli to do as like an announcement.
Habibo Family Child Care capacity 14.
I was just about to ask,
Total-
where is he getting enrollment numbers?
It's right next to it, Blue. 7. They're fucking stupid. Your capacity is 14. Total enrolled 7.
Anywhere from 7 kids and up. And
No, not 7 kids and up. Their capacity is 14. They have 7. This is why I call you stupid, MAGA. This is why I call you stupid. There's not 14 kids enrolled. There's 7 enrolled. They can hold up to 14. And you guys just believe him.
every single time the state has showed up, 0.
0 children.
That's the state of California.
We're just asking for
saying
some
this.
clarification.
That also just says census. I don't know that that necessarily means the amount that were there the day they came.
They won't even answer any of our questions.
So essentially, a house just like this is receiving money from government subsidies without actually running a daycare. Meanwhile, they get money from the government as they run their fake daycares. And now let's go to another one that's even more concerning, as kids are left all alone.
Now we're at the Jama Shukri Family Childcare. This place is not in a shopping plaza. It's not anywhere near any place that looks like a place where a daycare would be.
It's a fucking apartment complex. Again, home, daycare.
Allowed to do so.
In fact, it's actually in one of these apartments right
Yeah,
here.
home
so they able to
daycare.
have daycares inside apartment buildings?
Yes. So I've come across many of these. Some of these are on the third story.
His mom needs to go play fucking pickleball.
It's so suspicious, Olive. Some of them are on the 3rd story.
What? Crazy.
Oh my God.
Complex. It's only 1 bedroom, and yet the capacity is for 8 kids.
You know the floor plan? You looked up the floor plan?
Just arrived to the daycare. We have 2 kids out here. I don't know if they're members of the daycare. There's no oversight right here. Can we talk to your teacher?
So now you're going to go talk to these children as a stranger.
I'm a mute and I'm gonna turn down and wait till you're done
Is your
with
teacher
him.
there? So this is the first child
It's
we've
gonna be a
ever
while.
encountered at one of these daycares. There's 2 kids out here right now, and we're gonna see if we can talk to.
And guys, I am staying extra so we can get through most of this. So if you guys could help with that goal, there's only 44 left of it. I would appreciate it because this is enraging.
The
Licensee. It is, according to this paperwork, Shukri Jama.
Can we talk to the adult?
He is not here.
Not here.
Yeah.
So you guys all by yourself?
Yeah. Open the door.
No one's here.
No one is not here is now a double negative because you're talking to children.
Okay, so you guys are all by yourself.
Okay. I can see by myself.
Yeah, okay, that's concerning. No one's watching those children.
Their
and they're all
mom
by
could be
themselves.
in there
My
asleep.
heart is breaking right now.
So now she's gonna cry. She's gonna fake cry instead of calling the cops about these children being by themselves.
Oh my God.
Or
Fucking.
just their mom could just be in the kitchen or
Right.
something.
Kids
and they're
don't
just-
answer great.
The kids don't. Yeah, they just don't know how to answer that question.
They're like, yeah, we're by ourselves out here. Duh. Do you see it? What do you mean?
They're literal.
Just out by themselves.
The kids all by themselves.
But I'm not gonna call the cops because I don't care.
Daycare, and there's no adult anywhere. What is going on?
Call the cops.
And the crazy thing is, California allocates
Call for a welfare check. You're allowed to do that.
$6 billion to childcare and daycare facilities just like these, and there are over 39,000 facilities in the state. The California Department of Social Services even found an error rate of over 1.6% in their own audits. And
That's not very high.
Also, in the little research that I've been doing, the inspection report that they had that showed enrollment numbers is extremely rare to actually show enrollment numbers. Enrollment numbers are for private daycare facilities is not public information.
Which makes sense.
And to be very conservative, it is safe to say there's upwards of $100 million in fraud lost
Who said? Are you talking about my phone number? It damn sure would ring.
each and every single
on.
year. And now let's head over to where there's so much fraud you're gonna lose your mind. Let's head over to Van Nuys where there's home health care
I love it so
and
much.
hospice fraud literally everywhere.
With the fraud here, California ranks the highest for Medicare, Medicaid, Medi-Cal, whatever you want to call it. They spend the
Not whatever you want to call it. Those are three separate things. Three separate programs. Medicare and Medicaid. Okay, Medicare is going to be for our elderly, 65 and over. Medicaid is for anybody else, and that is federally government funded. Medi-Cal is the state health care. That's state taxpayer money, not whatever you want to call it. Three separate programs.
most amount of money per state, and here in LA, 1 out of every $10 that goes towards home health care in the United States goes to a business here in LA. Right now we're in Van Nuys. This location has tons of hospice centers, home health care centers, and right now we are going to...
And now we're going to find out that he doesn't understand what hospice centers or hospice care centers are versus what hospice billing is.
He also, his initial statement,
Mhm.
he went from saying that they're ranked highest in fraud to they spend the most.
Right. Highest in fraud
Like-
do they spend the most? They have the most
Yeah,
people.
he didn't.
Their fraud rate's
didn't
going to be
correlate
higher.
those at all.
But I don't think he did it per capita. Like, yeah, by numbers, they're going to have more fraud because they have more people.
Right.
For those who are saying that my number, fix my number. It works. You guys are just dumb. Nice try, though. 0412.
Oh, I might be blocking it.
Oh, but no, YouTube's the one complaining. I don't really
Oh,
care
well.
about what TikTok can see.
Yeah,
Friends of Angels Hospice, they billed $4.8 million per beneficiary. They charged $5,807.
Is this like a fucking Sheets, like a Google Sheets that he put together? And billed
It
where?
looks like-
So here's the problem, okay? The problem is that with this is he's going to claim that this is fraud within Medicare, Medicaid, and Medi-Cal, but that's just showing what they're billing. It didn't show who they billed it to. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
57, Minnesota, and Trump.
Oh, hi, friend. How are you today?
You good? I just want to make sure your phone worked. I had to shut off your stream so I didn't garble back. But yeah, your phone's working.
It
But that
is.
little fucker going door to door to school should be on some watch list, for God's sakes.
Right? I'm saying.
Mm.
But
So,
thank you for
not my
proving the phone
opinion.
number works. I appreciate you.
You have a great day. Bye bye.
One more thing. He's saying that they have the highest fraud in Medi-Cal. What other state would have Medi-Cal?
No other state, because it's California
This is
medical.
California.
Yeah. Oh, Queen, your son said I sound nice. That's nice. He hasn't heard me yell yet, I guess.
Dollars with 28 point.
But again, who did they bill this money to? Did they bill it to Medicare, Medicaid, or Medi-Cal? Or did they just bill it privately?
6 claims per patient and only 2 codes, which means 2 services were provided. And inside of this same location, there's also Blossom Hospice, and they received $3.4 million.
They didn't receive $3.4 million. They billed that to some sort of insurance company. They didn't receive that.
While California's massive population means it has high raw numbers of fraud cases, it is far from the highest when adjusted for scale. In fact, recent data shows California is a national leader in catching and recovering fraudulent funds rather than being uniquely prone to the crime itself.
It's almost like the 4th largest economy in the world knows what the fuck they're doing, but Oklahoma don't know shit. I don't know.
What's
So like for the chat and YouTube per capita, like a good comparison would be like when Blue burns the cookies for the BLM bake sale, right?
Burns?
But,
excuse me?
Like, so say you burn one batch, right? You can't say that
a
Blue.
white woman would burn it.
Yeah,
How dare you?
Olive burned it.
I would burn it.
I am offended.
Okay. Oh, Olive burns the cookies, right?
Uh-huh.
You can't just say that she burns more cookies than the Keebler elves just because, like, they make more.
Right.
So they're going to burn more.
Right.
Just because she made 3 trays and burned 1 doesn't mean she burns more cookies. Damn it.
Thank you for that explanation. Yeah, Hector, we
Hector
have our... Hector wasn't here for that. We have our BLM bake sale that we do have at the end of the month. That's why we have to make sure that people donate to the 44 left on my goal so we can do the BLM bake sale. That is our Antifa dues, our funds for George Soros, because we have a multitude of things that we do. We have intersectionality. I can't even remember all the things. Gender fluid.
The gender fluid is great.
Mm-hmm.
But also the no justice, no peach cobbler is one of my favorites.
Do love no justice, no peach. I need 44 doll hairs, Kyle. That's what I need.
With $6,000
BL lemonade. Yep.
per
Mints is
beneficiary at $927 per claim, and only 1 code, which means they only provided 1 service. And it looks like there's about 15 more hospice centers inside this one plaza we're going to right now. We have all the information
He's discovering medical plazas for the first time. Stick with him here.
with us. In some of these places, it doesn't even look like they've been registered with the CMS.
Okay, so go back to that. Hold on.
In some of these places, it doesn't even look like they've been registered
with CMS. So CMS is what you would register with California, and that will give you the ability to bill Medicaid and Medicare, okay? If they are running hospice and they are not CMS certified, it doesn't mean they're fraudulent. It means they are private. It means they bill private insurance. He is a fucking idiot.
Ayatollah House Cookies is diabolical.
Who said that?
Your husband?
Oh, of course it was. Of course it was.
He was so flabbergasted. She said, "Who did it? Let's mute him." It's your husband.
Exactly, Kat. And that's the thing. Deductive reasoning is these people who are certified with CMS can bill Medicaid and Medicare. These ones cannot. Does that mean they can't run home health care and hospices? No, they would just do it privately. They just do private care through private health insurance. Thank you for your $5 donation, Curtis. I appreciate you over there on YouTube. Guys, thanks for sticking with me while we're here.
And y'all are going to love the Critical Race Crispy Treats.
That's crazy. Critical Race Crispy Treats.
with the CMS,
I love my friends.
which is the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid. 7 of the 4 entities have 0 SMS data, possibly shell registrations, shell companies.
So now he's going to do, they say it multiple times in this video, he's going to claim that they're shell companies, which he doesn't even know what that means. He doesn't know what
the
that
gas
means.
station?
No, hold on, Let's look up the fucking definition so we can be accurate as well. I don't want to say things off the top of my head. So a shell company is a legal entity with no significant assets, active operations, or physical presence, often existing only on paper. The problem is he's going to be going to physical locations. So immediately it can't be a shell company if they actually exist.
And it's rumored that these are Armenian Russian gangs, Armenian Russian mafia. So we're gonna be going in there and we're just gonna ask them, what's the need for all this hospice? So is there that many people dying here in LA where they need to be spending millions and millions of dollars on this hospice care? All right, right now we're looking for a garden.
Yes, because all you're going to prove is that healthcare is expensive. We need to root out the middleman, which is the insurance companies, and go to universal healthcare. Thank you, Nick Shirley.
Angels Hospice. All these buildings are all hospice centers. Let's see if we can find...
It's a medical plaza.
Garden of Angels. This is the Angels of Haven Hospice Care. We have Angels of Valley Hospice. Hello, how are you? Good. We were looking for Guardian of Angels Hospice, but this one will probably do Angels of Valley Hospice. We were wondering if we could get some information to check our grandma into hospice. Your grandma? Yeah. Which hospice is she enrolled in? We would love to maybe see if it's possible to get her in here to Angels of Valley.
They don't enroll people into hospice. They bill the insurance company for the hospice care. They get in contact with hospice to serve that. And they only do hospital referrals, which would make sense. He is a fucking idiot. You guys are dumb. The fact that you fucking glaze this kid's taint is wild. He's an idiot.
They voted for a man who likes kids.
It's true. Of course they do hospital referrals. And this is billing. This is not actual hospice care. They do not administer the hospice care. They are the go-between. They take the money that they get from the insurance companies and they feed that out to the care professionals. That would be a completely different company. You cannot enroll your grandma into the insurance billing.
Hospital referral. Okay, how many people do you guys have with you guys? Irrelevant.
What has he uncovered? Gunslinger, give me an example. We'll stop for a second. Gunslinger, what has he uncovered that's been proven that the is now being investigated because he uncovered it? I'll wait.
By the way, while we're waiting for whomever to figure out how to type yes or no in the comments, because that's, you know, first cousin's version of a yes or no. I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, no. Go on, Gunslinger.
Where am I from? I'm from here. We're just looking for a spot for our grandma.
Theft of tax dollars. Where, Tuggle?
Yeah, no, we're doing only...
Where?
Okay. Yeah, because we're seeing...
He's uncovered billions in fraud, Lance says. Where? Show me where. Where has the investigation come out thanks to Nick Shirley's bullshit reporting?
Like, we got Garden of Angels, Blossom Hospice here. Okay, well, we'll keep looking for Guardian of Angels then. So they say they only take it from...
So it seems like a legitimate business.
Hospitals, which could be a valid response. Let's go see if we can find Guardian of Angels. This place is just filled with hospice centers and home health care centers. You have one right here, 7-star home health care. And then up here, you have Miracle Healing Hospice. So this hospital...
Oh no, you're telling me that they all congregate in one area because they all run a similar kind of business?
This location, Miracle Healing Hospice. In 2023, they charged $1.3 million, and per beneficiary, it was $32,000 for 38 beneficiaries. Per beneficiary, that comes out to $32,935. Let's see if Grandma could check herself in.
That's not what they would make, actually. Hold on, let me go back to that. See if I can get that.
$2,000.
Go back, you little annoying little prick.
So this hospice location.
He also doesn't know how to read money.
Also that.
All
right. Miracle Healing Hospice Incorporated charges $1,319,867. That's how much they billed in total, okay, for services. The Medicare paid out $966,199. Medicare paid out for those services, not to them. This would be about $32,935 per beneficiary. That's not what they make. I think RTP, when RTP was looking it up, I think they make about like 10% of what they are accruing in profit. Hector's back. He wasn't that mad. What?
Oh shit!
Are you more mad?
I accidentally requested when I was tapping, but I was just gonna say, he said $32,000, $935,000. Like
He can't read.
it's literally as he's talking, you can hear the lack of intelligence, and we're supposed to believe this person has deductive reasoning and he can not make correlation, causation fallacies, and everything else. And Nick Shirley is an independent journalist for stupid people. I have. All right, bye.
Goodbye. And RS said he just said home health care and wonders why no patients are on site. Yeah, exactly. Again, these are billing, so you wouldn't be there anyway. But home health care, it's at home.
2023, they charged $1.3 million, and per beneficiary, it was $32,000 for 38 beneficiaries. Per beneficiary, that comes out to $32,000, $935.
$32,000, $935. That's how you say that.
Let's see if Grandma can check
Also,
herself.
I don't even. That's not even how that math works. Like, because I just divided the
38 people.
I got 34,733 from the amount that you showed on, or that was showing on the screen.
Right, and that's what makes me wonder. There's certain things that he shows that I think are real documentation, and then there's certain things that he shows that I'm like, where are you getting this from? Show the whole fucking thing.
This one. I'm just trying to be a good grandson. When we're knocking the door, no one's coming. We look inside the window. Empty building. In 2023, this place received $1.3 million.
No, they didn't. They billed $1.3 million. They didn't receive $1.3 million. They billed $1.3 million. Also, RTP did a quick search on this address in particular with the empty building. They also own 223. So they own 222 and they owner lease 222 and 223, which he does not go and knock on.
Furniture.
Nothing.
Insane.
And here's his little fraud counter that he makes up in his head that he didn't prove at all. But you guys just believe it because you're stupid.
This is insane.
Okay, well, since we can't go to Miracle, let's see if we can get SX Home Health. It says they're open Monday through Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
What time is it? He didn't tell us. Thank you, Hector, for the $5. I want to try that impeach cobbler, knock down the damn goal. Thank you, Hector.
Really hard to find grandma the healthcare she needs these days.
It really is, isn't it? We got SX Home Healthcare.
They're so
They're
stupid.
not open, so it's all right because we can go to Alpha Omega, Ventana Hospice Inc.
Not only are these shell companies, these are shell buildings. It's like some.
That's not what that means. Shell companies don't have buildings. Shell companies are just paper.
Station.
They have gas stations. That's true.
I bet it's a Sunday.
I don't get it. I don't know. They don't ever tell us that, right? That was the same thing with the daycares in Minnesota. What time he went, they weren't open yet, but they don't talk about that part.
He took a motel building and turned it into 100 fraudulent organizations.
We got a nice Mercedes down there. Three nice Mercedes down there.
This
3
place might
Teslas.
even double as.
Oh, you're telling me healthcare is a profitable business? Oh, I'm shocked. Not because it's
This
fraud.
Butthead movie is crazy.
It is, Darwin.
Like a illegitimate car lot. Like are they selling a car right now?
Grandma's not going to Alpha.
It's a parking lot.
And Omega, so maybe she can go to Serene Touch Home Healthcare. Says they're open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's 1 p.m. right now. Let's
Is it?
see if they're hiring. Perfect.
prove
This one's
that to us?
open.
Also, editing exists. So I have this feeling that all the times that they actually open and he gets the response like he got from that first one, which is like, we only do hospital referrals, or what the fuck are you talking about? We are billing, not actually hospice, that it cuts those out.
Hello. And once again, it was completely empty and nobody was there. We went to the next door because it was another hospice. Here we have another location. We got
It's not a hospice. It's billing.
St. Michelle, HHCI.
Oh, does that say what he just said? What he just say?
He
He cannot read. He cannot. Y'all trust this man who can't read the name Michael?
Hello.
Michelle.
And once again, it was completely empty and nobody was there. We went to the next door because it was another hospice.
Here we have another location. We got St. Michelle, HHCI, from Healthcare Inc. Hello.
Y'all put y'all faith in
No
a
one's
man
here?
who
Hello,
can't
sir.
read the name Michael.
And again, hospice fraud counter that he is just increasing, his source being CMS Medicaid claims data, meaning what they billed Medicaid. But he's also not necessarily going to places that are CMS certified. They might be private, and you're just adding this amount on. You haven't proven shit.
Yes. Well, we were originally looking for some hospice for our grandma.
It's kind of ableist, Lifelight. Well, maybe he should stop being racist.
And then it turns out that all these locations are hospice and home health care locations, and a lot of these.
Looking for hospice for who?
Grandma.
For Dr. Oz?
Yeah, for Dr. Oz.
So this guy knows who he is.
Yeah, for our grandma.
Yeah,
It'd be
for grandma?
It'd be pretty
Tell
good.
Dr. Oz to take his grandma and go to the other buildings and find the hospice, you know?
So what he's doing, I know that Nick Shirley didn't understand it because he probably doesn't understand the guy's accent, is he's saying, this is not hospice. What we do is you then find a place to take your grandma for hospice. This is not a hospice facility. You don't go in person to these places.
Thank you, Hector, for the 5. He asked me, "Are you helping Manny make the BLM cookies egg?" No, but what I will be bringing is the iced out Injustice iced coffee next month. So
It does, Patrick. It's usually when we have an op, which we don't have.
or the accomplice deviled eggs, if you will.
Oh yeah, what was those progressive meals, right?
I hated it.
Shrimp tartlets or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, right. The shrimp tartlet.
Why can't I record you?
You cannot.
Oh, okay. Well, we were looking for Guardian of Angels.
Well, did you see any Garden of Angels on the doors?
Nope, but they received and billed $4.8 million.
Well, it's their problem.
No, they billed that much. Again, I will keep saying it. They did not make that much. That's how much they billed the insurance companies.
But we do have yours, actually.
Mine?
Yeah, yours is a KMD, right?
Yes.
So we do have yours, and there are a lot.
Not CMS certified. So he's not going to receive any Medicaid or bill Medicaid at all because he would bill private insurance because he's not CMS certified.
How many millions did I need?
We don't have your official number because it wasn't posted on the CMS website.
Because he doesn't
This also shows me that Republicans don't look into hospice care for their families because they don't give a fuck about their families. This is what this also like.
It just shows they can't research and that they are stupid and they will just believe anything. Of course, he's not listed on the CMS site because he's not CMS certified, meaning that he runs a hospice billing center for private insurance, not for Medicare or Medicaid. God damn. Daniel says if you have 10 hospice offices next to each other in one site, you're a moron if you think that's legit. There's obvious fraud. I don't think you've ever been to a medical plaza in your life.
Ever. Or business plaza in general.
Or a business plaza. A mall? Have you ever been to the mall? Why are all those clothing shops next to each other? That's weird. Do you don't think that's fraudulent? Old Navy's up to something.
Well, Everett did bring up a good point. I should have brought the Wonder Bread Warrior mayo sandwiches.
Look, okay. You want to know a nice a treat that I like, and it's a white lady thing.
Oh,
I like a piece of bread with some mayo. You get a nice crisp slice of tomato on it with some salt and some pepper. That's just delicious.
That's a tomato sandwich.
I know, but that's a white people thing.
Is it? Oh, I mean, that makes sense. My grandmother's from Arkansas. Okay, never mind. Ignore me. I like tomato sandwiches.
I am half Latina, and I love my other fucking snacks too, but I heard mayo and stopped listening. Shut up, Eli. If you're not making your grilled cheese with mayo, you're wrong.
Look, I've shared this before. I liked making white girl elotes, where I would take hot Cheetos, mayonnaise, Parmesan cheese, and corn, and mix it like it. Look, it might be crazy. is so good.
Or
So
on their data set.
And you're from where?
My name's Nick Shirley. That
I'm racist against myself for being white.
Try harder, Sean.
actually made like all this information, the data public for everyone to
He
see
drinks
what's going on in the
mayo.
country because so much corruption's happening.
Yes.
But it doesn't look like we could find any of your information from the CMS data set, but we do have you here. So
Duh.
is that concerning that your information wasn't reported to CMS?
What information?
To the CMS data set as far as the billing and how much money you guys receive from Medicare and Medicaid?
He doesn't. That's why he's not listed. He doesn't receive Medicaid or Medicare money, so he's not listed with CMS.
First, you have to research.
Oh, that's what we
See?
have right here.
No. It's a piece of paper.
Oh, well,
Stupid.
We went through all the data
Research.
sets.
If you want to learn, I'll teach you how to get after the crooked people.
Okay, help
He
us.
says, I'll show
We
you
love
the
for
fraud.
you to
I'll
help
show
us.
it to you.
First, you have to research. Like you said the name, and you have a number, right?
Yes.
Then you come to my office. It's a brand new office, and you don't come to building like this, like from like FBI guys. Oh, we're gonna get the crooks.
Okay, well, can you tell us, for instance,
I love him.
over there?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about America.
Well, you should because they're.
Why not?
You should because they're making you people like you who have a real business.
By the way, guys, thank you so much for hitting 100,000 likes. You guys went over that. We're at 107. I appreciate you guys sticking with me as I stay late today. I might have to play it a little bit and take off to get my kids some Lunchables or something. But I appreciate you guys being here because I want to finish this. This shit had me dying off my ass laughing.
Apparently, getting a bad rap. You realize that, right? For instance,
it
they
doesn't
received
mean-
$1.3 million.
You cannot
They're
compare.
a
There
shell
is not a
company.
bad news
There's
reporter.
nothing in there.
There
It's
is not
completely
a-
empty, and they
I
received
don't
$1.3
care,
million.
sir.
You should care.
What do you mean?
If
I
you're in
should
this
care?
industry, I'd be pissed if someone was stealing money, making me look bad if they were in my
But
industry,
they don't
right?
look me bad because I'm not bad. You have any?
Lakin, all you're saying is that we colonized it, which, duh. I agree. Yeah, we probably did. I do like a fried green tomato, though.
Ooh, I also isn't that's a movie.
I also
green
love, it
tomato.
was a movie based off a book. I also love that movie.
And I think they also eat it in Steel Magnolia.
I think they might have fried green tomatoes in that one, too.
Thing against my agency?
Anyways.
Let's go.
Well, we were asking.
Put my hands on-
Well, we were just asking you questions, sir. Like, how come Miracle Healing Hospice right there, they received $32,000 per beneficiary, yet their building's completely empty?
Nick really has a punchable face in Minecraft.
Call the FBI, Department of Justice.
Right.
I'm just doing my job as a citizen to show people.
You're not, because your job as a citizen would be to report it to the state. You're not. You're actually just harassing people.
What state is he from?
Utah. He's a Mormon.
Ain't no.
We're all paying
Never
lots
mind.
of money in taxes, and it turns out a lot of it's just going towards fraud.
Which I've talked about before, by the way, when we talked about the fraud in Minnesota, the supposed fraud in Minnesota. His parents have court documents that are public that you can look up for fraud.
Well, I'm very happy you're gonna catch the fraud people. Honestly.
Catch the fraud people.
Doesn't look like
Yes.
Catch
And
the
Nick.
fraud people.
makes me bad because some people are doing bad stuff.
Yeah, so what's the need for a 1,000% increase in hospice here inside of LA, in California?
People are
Asking me?
Yeah, because you're in the industry, so.
Right, because people are old.
You obviously thought it was a good business to start. You just started yours, right?
I started my business
How long?
1997.
Okay, great.
You just started your business, right? Just started it
1997.
before he was
What
even a
year?
thought. And don't forget, in 2022, LA put a moratorium on being able to get a license for hospice billing.
So
how old
how
are
come
you?
how come
I'm
you're
sorry.
how come you're seeing such an increase in hospice care here?
Maybe I don't know if everybody likes the business. What could I say?
Critical. No, what I meant is that the supposed fraud that he exposed. There have been convictions on fraud. I bet you don't know what they're for.
Hey, I do this from 1997.
Good for you. And so,
Yeah.
since you've been in the industry for so long, why do you think we're seeing a 1,000% increase in hospice care here inside of LA and in
I
California?
cannot answer that question because
Looks
I
like
don't
they're
know.
all running out of here. Everyone's heading out.
Because a couple cars left? They're all headed out. They're running. A couple cars are leaving. Oh, no.
We just gotta answer some questions. And
Is
why
he
can't-
okay?
What-
No.
Look at all the people scattering out of here. They're all here just a minute ago.
Scattering.
There's, over 80 people connected to one of these dormant motel rooms with no furniture, and they are, getting $30,000 per person. It's millions.
I want you to take we're going to get multiple angles of this, but just keep track of the kind of cars you're seeing. Like that's a Toyota. That one looks like some sort of regular car. There's this old ass truck in here. Just keep track of that, by the way.
Like, do they think they're scaring people away?
Shell company.
I
Shell
don't
building.
say it's right, and I don't care about those people.
Could you just answer the question, what's the need for a 1,000% increase in hospice care here inside of LA, inside of California? You're in the industry, sir. You've known it. You know it better than me.
You're asking me? No, I don't.
You've been in it since 1997. You said.
Yeah, but I don't.
So what's the need for an increase?
Maybe there is a lot of old people already. I don't know what to say.
A lot of old
Maybe
people
get old.
You listen to Dr. Oz. Let me tell you like this.
He's a good doctor.
He's a fraud. He sells a lot of medication online. One of them, it's me. I bought.
Well, his
He
information
told
comes
me,
straight from the federal
let me
government, so I
finish
trust
it.
his.
No. So what this guy is talking about is the supplements that were not FDA approved that Dr. Oz sold prior to being in a part of the administration.
More than yours,
Let
so.
me finish it. I bought his pills. I gained weight.
Well, you still look like you're pretty heavy, sir.
You look healthy to me.
Because of
That's the
Dr.
point.
Oz.
You're fat
That's
because
what he
of
just
Dr.
said.
Oz.
That's what he said.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Sure.
Sir, how are you doing?
About the-
This guy doesn't think there's any fraud going on.
That's not what he said. He literally said, I will point out to you the people committing fraud. He said, I'll point it out. What do you mean?
He said, I will help you find the fraud. I will show you how to actually research and find fraud.
Not this guy. You have to respect me.
What's your name?
Doesn't matter.
All right, well,
Let me
this guy with
finish
no
it.
name. Well, you don't think
I
there's
know
any
my
fraud?
name. What's your name?
My name's Nick Shirley.
My name is John Boyagin.
Okay, great.
There is a lot of fraud going on,
Spell it.
but it's not me. I don't give a fuck who does what.
Yeah, we never said you were committing the fraud, sir.
Well,
We're
you see,
doing.
I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm here, right?
so
I'm
thank you.
standing next to you.
Do you know where Guardian of Angels Hospice is? No idea. Oh, Angels of.
Field static. He said he also couldn't give a reason on why he isn't connected. Connected to what? If you're talking about CMS, I swear to God, because I said it like 3 separate times. He's not listed on CMS because that's a certification you need to be able to bill Medicaid and Medicare. And guess what? That means he's not billing Medicaid and Medicare. And Nick Shirley never proves that he is billing Medicaid and Medicare. He is billing private insurance then, if he's not CMS certified. Hi, lovely.
Hi, Pooh. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hi. I'm doing good. I'm about to eat lunch.
Yum.
Katie, Olive, hey, Blue.
Hey.
Hey, Sunkiss.
Hi. So really quickly, I just came here to say real quick because I want to point something out that we tend to overlook as a people. How that young man said, well, I didn't say that you were committing fraud. I want to be really clear. That is extremely passive aggressive behavior.
Yeah.
It's microaggressive behavior. And it's also, and I hate to frame it like this, so if this does not apply to you, do not take it as it applying to you specifically. But white people, this is how y'all move a lot of time to avoid accountability.
True.
This is how y'all move a lot of times to avoid accountability. Because he's acting like he did not come up on this person's property and their business and essentially interrogate them off of a lie that they had no verifiable evidence for. And as we've seen in this video, the young man can't even read. Because who is Michelle?
Right.
Who is Michelle? I want to be real clear. This is the behavior that we clock. And when y'all say, well, no, I didn't mean it that way. Take a step back. This is passive aggressive behavior. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. I love all of you, so we can continue. I love you. Bye.
May.
Bye.
For all of you saying that it's turned to racism, it always has been. Because if he's looking up state records, he could have looked up Anglo-Saxon sounding names. He didn't. He went to specific places with specific sounding names. He absolutely did. Husband's back. How wow.
Damn, Sunkiss left.
Oh.
I was looking. Blue, you and Sunkiss have to file for some trademarks real quick.
Here, you do that. I'm going to go talk to the kids and tell them food's on the way.
Okay. So melanin and macarons is not trademarked. Neither is lib.
Who muted him?
Chicky.
Damn you. Neither is Solidarity Sweets.
Yes, it's macaroons.
Or Punderful Provisions.
What are we doing?
These people are slacking.
Your husband.
I was saying melanated macaron or melanin and macarons is not trademarked.
Let's create some shell companies while we're at it.
Right.
Yeah, you at least buy the trademark, so if someone else wants it, you can sell it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Black Forest Matters.
You get it,
Ari, you're not funny.
He's not funny.
Peace. Cool. Hello. Well, can we just ask you guys some questions? We might be able to get you some business. Are you the head honcho here or what?
No,
Oh, hold on. I want to see that door again real quick.
Peace.
237 is the door.
Hello.
What does it say, though? See us in room 235. So again, he can't read.
Well, can we just ask you guys some questions? We might be able to get you some business. Are you the head honcho here or what?
No, you're the head hunter. Get out of from here. Give me my
Wait,
phone.
I thought you don't know who these people were, though.
Give me my phone.
Alrighty. Light Angel.
Come here.
Oh, you. Oh, I'm running. Look.
He's literally running away. Now that he's going to get filmed, he's literally running away.
Look at him. What?
Come here.
I'm right here. I'm right here, sir.
I'm here.
What's going on?
Call 911.
For
Call
what?
the cops. For you harassing these businesses. You are menacing right
Sir,
now
we're just asking
in public.
questions, and if you want to answer them, you can answer them.
And when they, excuse me, when they choose not to answer them, you add it to your stupid little fraud counter on the bottom like you won something without any proof. The fuck do you mean? No, he's not live. This is his video, though. Guys, while we're sitting here, I am going over. I have food coming for me and my kids, but I am going over. I really want to finish this, and so I don't mind staying. So if you guys could keep supporting, I have 39 left in my goal. If we can knock that out, that would be wonderful.
We're just looking for Guardian of Angels.
He hasn't exposed shit.
You're American citizens,
Look,
right?
we're looking for Guardian of Angels.
You're American citizens, right?
Of course, are you?
Do you see any Guardian of Angels in here?
Not yet. We're looking.
Get out of
Which his partner said, I want to enroll my grandma in hospice. This is not where you enroll in hospice. Hospice care is different.
That's what we're looking for, sir.
There's like 100 doors. This is just one door.
Okay, get out of here then.
What's your problem with us asking people about simple questions about where our tax dollars are going?
I don't.
We're asking questions about where our taxes are going.
You're not asking, you're harassing people.
How are we harassing
you
people?
You can't be two guys standing in here as the guardians and you're harassing people.
Yeah, because people want to kill me for exposing fraud here in the United States.
Why they want to kill you?
Fraudsters don't like being exposed.
Huh?
You haven't exposed shit.
You have nothing to hide.
You think I'm hiding?
What are you so scared about me coming around here for?
I'm not scared. I'm telling you don't harass
You're shaking.
people.
Why are you shaking?
Because I have a diabetes.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
But so...
I need your full names.
Oh, you want my full name? It's on the internet.
No, I don't.
Oh, now you don't want to say your name? Oh,
sir,
sweetie.
We're just asking you questions about...
What's your full names?
Somebody said not one client in 20 minutes. It is a billing facility. Most of their clients are going to be through insurance companies on the phone. You don't walk in. You guys are dumb.
Also, so like even if they were like an actual like a walk-in business, so they didn't have clients in like 20 minutes. Like I used to work at a GameStop in a mall and would have nobody come in and out for hours. Like I don't what.
But again, this
are y'all okay?
Yeah, but again, this is hospice billing. This is billing. They bill Medicaid, Medicare, Medi-Cal, or they bill the private insurance companies. You don't just walk in. A lot of this stuff is done online transactionally.
Oh, we just want hospice.
They told you the Garden of Angels in this building.
It's right here.
Did you mean to come up again, Hector?
I did this time.
Okay.
Some of you guys don't know what fucking emergency centers and not like the main.
Who did that?
Adi.
Oh, Adi. Was he not initiated? Have we not initiated Hector? Well, we did now.
I think she just
Ari's
felt like doing
racist.
that.
Anyways, so I'll give an example. Mind you, I was in.
Chicky.
I was in Austin, Texas, okay? And I had to take someone to one of the ERs. This was off of, if you're familiar with the area, Research Boulevard, right off of around 183. And this was around 1 a.m, to be fair. But I took this person there, and there was not another person who walked in for the next like 45 minutes. Hell, we can talk about another instance in the daytime where I walked into one of these centers, and then we didn't have another person for a good 30 minutes. Like, what a stupid argument that no one has walked into a hospice billing center within 20 minutes. Better yet, some ERs don't even have people coming in every single like minute. Like, this is such a stupid argument.
It's fraud. It's obviously fraud, Hector. Obviously.
Go look for it, bro. You see
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And you're getting mad at us.
No, you're going to hold the door.
We can't find it.
So
are all the...
my grandma gonna go?
Also, I just wanted to say real quick what that sign. Oh, look. So they're not all hospice, right? Is he checking out the tax? Is he checking out the tax services that are behind him by chance? Oh, so it does have more businesses than just hospice billing. Cool.
And you're getting mad at us.
No, you're going to hold the door.
We can't find it. So are all the...
Where's my grandma gonna go, man? They're taking in millions of dollars. I can't find a place. You know?
Well, what can I say?
Okay, well, thank you, sir. Have a good day. So here in this parking lot, you do have some nice cars. You got a Tesla, a nice Mercedes.
And obviously they're not scattering. You had one guy just walk into this building here. You've got this guy and you've got this guy that are now following him around because they're like, hey, fuck off.
Yeah, another Tesla, a nice Lexus.
That's a old Lexus. You guys be nice. He's doing good work, said nobody ever. This is a nice Lexus. This is like a used Lexus.
Another Tesla, a really nice Mercedes.
So there's that old truck. Okay.
Right here as well.
We're just going to ignore the regular
Another
cars.
Tesla.
What's that? A Toyota? A Toyota?
Did he point to the Toyota and say a Tesla?
No,
Audi,
I think he might have.
Really nice cars.
An old Audi? Audis aren't that expensive.
Really nice cars for
hospice.
Usually,
Again, what I said he was going to prove at the beginning, which is that healthcare is expensive and we need to remove the middleman, which is the insurance companies, and move to a universal basic healthcare system. Thank you, Nick Shirley. I'm so glad you're on our side.
Very lucrative because a lot of these businesses, these doors right here have nothing on them. All the blinds are churned out.
Maybe they're not being leased.
In places like Miracle up there, they have received $1.3 million. Yet there's absolutely nothing inside. This is what you call...
Yes, Goob, his unironed shirt's been bothering me the entire time.
Welfare maxing. And Rise, you come out, you're welcomed by two
nice
BMWs. One right here, one right here. And
do those belong to this building? Do you know that?
Inside of there, you have a whole plethora of...
There's other office buildings in this same complex. Do you notice? This is a business complex. That's where they just were, inside of here. These are also businesses on the outside. Sign printing.
Mercedes, Teslas, BMWs, you name it.
Heating and air conditioning, same building.
But apparently, there's nothing fishy going on according to them.
We then headed to the next hospice compound in search of Hospice of Caring Hearts, which built...
All right, so then we get to here. Really, I want to get to this. There's a specific, this building, and there's a specific lady he talks to that I have a story on, which somebody in RTP's found offer it on the, like, off the cuff as he was doing it. It was great. So again, this is a fucking Google sheet that he created himself. I'm convinced. This is the Google sheet he created himself. Hospice of Caring Hearts, total build $2.5 million. The risk was critical. Like, nobody, the state isn't doing it like this. This is shit he made up.
$2.5 million. However, when we arrived, it was nowhere to be found, but there was a bunch of new hospices that had popped up.
So this is how crazy this hospice fraud is here inside of California. You have all these businesses, they literally open up a business, they just put HFS Hospice Care Inc. They don't do anything with the storefront, and then...
There's literally a desk. There's literally office shit inside of there. And it's not that you just have to put up a piece of paper. You have to go get licensed. You don't just get to do whatever you want. God, you guys are dumb.
You have another one right here, Relief Home Healthcare. Absolutely empty inside. And then you have another one, SKH Home Healthcare. They're just popping up everywhere. So this isn't some random thing that's happening here inside of California and Los Angeles in this Van Nuys area. Quite literally, we've been to 2 locations so far, and they're just popping up these home health care, these
Again, he's never heard of a strip mall, and we do know that brick and mortar is dying.
hospice centers, and they're not even doing anything to try and hide what they're doing. It's 1 p.m. right now. No one's working the front desk. Inside this location as well.
But the door is
You have
open.
absolutely nobody inside it. We're just
Did
wondering,
you call for
we're going
anybody?
through Van Nuys, how come there's so many of these home health care, these hospices that are popping up everywhere?
I have no idea.
What made you want to start yours?
This isn't mine. I just work here.
Okay, and how come you think there's such a sudden rise of all these hospices and home health cares?
I have no idea, honestly.
Pretty lucrative
He just works there. Why would he know about the pop-up of licensed hospice billing?
business, or?
And exactly, can't. Nobody's inside, but the door is unlocked. Like they just left the door open for people to come and steal the computers that are in there because there were
Same
computers.
building, but now on the backside you have Canestro Care Hospice Inc.
Yeah.
Studio Care Hospice Inc.
Oh my God.
El
Yeah.
Primero Home Health Care right there. And if you're looking for a massage to take a break from the hospice and everything, you can come right up here and get some sort of massage.
Because it's a business plaza.
And this building right here is a perfect example of a dilapidated building that is now being used for a hospice, home health care, and adult daycare.
And this is the crazy thing that appears to be happening here in California. You can just start your own hospice. You have Advent Hospice right here. If you want to start your own home health care, you can just put up a white piece of paper and stick a logo onto it and say that's your home health care company.
No, you can't. You have to get licensed. No, you can't.
If you want to start an adult daycare, you can just get a building like this and receive money from the government. That's the crazy thing is inside this one building, you have an adult day healthcare, you have a hospice, and then you have a home healthcare center operating all in one location. And why are tax dollars going towards all of these buildings? And they're quite literally everywhere. Everyone should be a bit suspicious about what's happening here. Inside of these parking lots too, you'll always find a super nice BMW,
Or that Toyota right next to it, or this old Chevy right next to that, or all of these old cars down the line, or this old GMC.
Mercedes.
Are people not allowed to have nice cars?
All he's proving is that healthcare is fucking expensive and lucrative. He keeps proving that. What's up?
Wouldn't it be hilarious if the hospice was called Out of Office?
Can I start one?
Because, like, they're not there and you're dead.
Oh my God, go away. That's
Or
what,
like-
that's what you came up with. Steve, thank you for this 736 on the Blue app. Math is woke AF. Yeah, thanks. I'm doing math. Wait, hold on. Now I have to use my memory too.
Like, if Manny was able to get a nice vehicle and we were able to get rid of this fucking truck, does that mean he's committing fraud at his job?
I guess. That's what that must mean.
Name it, newest
It's the only
Audis.
explanation.
You always find the nicest cars outside of these healthcare and hospice centers.
We headed to the next suspicious hospice location, and what do we find?
A brand new Mercedes. Everywhere we
That's
go
not
in
new.
this video,
That's not a new Mercedes.
going around these hospice and home healthcare centers, there is a nice Mercedes or BMW. We have all day hospice care, Health Elect Care, you have Edom Hospice, Lacar Home Health, and even back here, this is
Why are his sunglasses on inside?
just one floor inside this building. You have Santa Rita Hospice. I
can't
don't know what
hear
the
it,
need is
so
for all
right.
these hospice centers.
So why
For
you
instance,
bounced
all
off the
day
light?
hospice back there, they build
Here's his little Google sheet again.
$3.1 million, and per beneficiary,
Billed who? Who did they bill? $3.1 million. Who did they bill?
that was $6,000, 24
No, he's
claims
not gonna
per
tell
patient
us.
with
Okay.
only 2 codes, which means 2 services and over 500 patients. And they started billing in April 2023 and accumulated $3.1 million in 19 months.
It's not what they accumulated. It's what they billed. Jesus Christ.
So maybe if you want to get rich here inside the United States, come to LA, open up a hospice, because there's a 1,000% increase.
Did he? So here, Chris Divine, you said I'm a dum-dum, and you're saying they billed the government. Where's the proof of that? He showed us a fucking Google sheet that he created. Where's the proof that they billed the government? Show me that proof.
Recent hospices opening up here inside of California, and you can go ahead and become a millionaire. Could you just answer,
they're mad.
for instance, we have some information right here that there is $6,000 per beneficiary and 24 claims per patient with only 2 codes. Can you give us any explanation? Okay, yeah, we just want to make sure, if you want anything to clarify, if you want to clarify anything. Okay. For this video, we really do want to give each and every single person the opportunity to answer just quite literally the facts. All this information is coming straight from the public databases. And if
AJ, show me the research. Show it to me. He didn't do any, so show me.
they refuse to answer simple questions about businesses they're operating, I think that says a lot about what's going on behind.
I wouldn't answer you either, you fucking weirdo. Who are you? Are you with the state? Are you auditing for the federal government? No.
He also says only 2 codes. Like
that's a bad
but
thing.
not saying what those, like he said, meaning they offer 2 services.
Right.
Like it's hospice.
Yeah.
Like
hospice and home health care. That's going to be small amount of coding that they offer. Medical coding, billing coding. So now we're going to go to this building.
Healthy
he's
life.
ridiculous.
Adult daycare.
Oh, but he has to get the Polymarket advertising in.
This place, over the past few years, has billed $19.8 million alone. Now let's go see if I can enroll my grandma.
Just out in the rain like a wet dog.
Because she needs some daycare. And this right here.
Wait, I forgot about that part. Wait. Say it again. Say it again, Nick Shirley.
Adult daycare.
Adult daycare.
That's crazy.
That's not what it is. Thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
You're a stupid fucking libtard.
Oh, sweetie. Do you have proof of
You're
fraud?
stupid as fuck.
I
Do
know.
some research, you stupid libtard.
I did more research than he did.
Research. You're incapable of doing real research.
What
It's
research do I
hilarious.
need to do?
It's hilarious that everybody on your stream can see that you're a fucking idiot.
Oh, can they?
Stupid fucking libtard.
Oh, honey.
You're dumb as
You keep
fuck.
slurring all you want to, but
Oh,
you don't
honey,
have any
you're
proof
a
of
dumb
anything.
fucking libtard.
You don't have
Hey,
any
Google,
proof of
learn
anything.
to use Google, you stupid bitch.
Sure, Google what?
Learn to use Google.
Do you know
Google.
is
You
Google
can do research on Nick Shirley's fucking work.
is Google
you moron. You are an idiot.
Is Google a
Your
source
IQ
or a
is
search
room
engine?
temperature, and everybody on stream knows
Is
that your
Google
IQ is room
is Google
temperature.
a
You are
source or a
moron.
search engine,
You
sweetheart?
are a moron.
Is Google a search
It's a
engine
search
or
engine. If you
okay?
use research, you would know. If you've ever
Mhm.
done research in
Yep.
your life, you would know
Okay.
how to use a search engine. You stupid libtard.
So if there are hospice
You're a
billing,
stupid
hold on.
libtard.
If there are hospice,
You're
I'm going to
a
ask you.
stupid
I'm
libtard.
going to ask you. I'm stupid. So if there are hospice
You are stupid,
billing,
yes. I'm
sure.
glad that you're finally
Cool.
coming to the
So
realization that your stupid
if
stream
there
is
are
stupid.
hospice billing facilities that are not signed up with CPS or CMS, excuse me, but are still billing money, who are they billing to?
You're honestly willfully ignorant.
I've said it like
You're
16
willfully
times.
ignorant.
I've said it 16 times. If you're not certified with CMS, you're not billing Medicaid and Medicare, you are billing private insurance. I need to research? Yeah, he did sound like he was shaking.
Imagine trying to call and rage bait, and all you did is you rage baited yourself, so you hung up the phone.
No, that was me. No, I hung up on him. I want to finish this video.
You hung up too early. I wanted to ask him if he disappoints his wife with that mouth.
Oh, probably. Ew, I don't want to think about his mouth.
This place,
But again, Nick Shirley called this an adult daycare.
over the past few years, has billed $19.8 million alone. Now let's go see if I can enroll my grandma. Because she needs some daycare. And this right...
That's not how this works.
His grandma needs daycare.
Here is the entrance of a building that's received over $19 million. So this is the location that's received over $19 million. Kind of crazy, right?
Oh, so you were allowed in? Okay.
They say that right here, right now, we're here
They
at
need to up
1:30.
their security.
No adults are here.
No, Sherry, there are such places. This isn't one of them.
I wouldn't
There-
doubt that adults do come, but $19 million.
I'm wearing a Polymarket.
Oh, he gets the ad in. Just wait.
People. It's like for a show almost.
It's for show. There's books. Okay. so that they can come and read
can we
books.
get like a brochure to enroll our grandma?
Oh,
into this
there's
location?
a workout area. Looks like they have some PT equipment as well.
I don't have anything.
There's
Can
a
anyone give us a
piano.
brochure?
Angela, does somebody has information about here?
Don't think it's enough to say it's fraudulent because you do see that it is operating. There were people working inside there. But the fact that there's just businesses like these popping around everywhere, and this is what they look like.
You mean legit? No, but the fact that there's businesses like these popping around, legitimate businesses,
real businesses that actually like
Oh.
the thing. So adult daycare centers are very much similar to like a lot of it is for older people who need a form of community, but they don't want to live in a retirement home, or you can't afford a retirement home. So that's just what you do. They have a form of adult daycare.
Well, sometimes you get bused to these places from nursing homes as well. If the nursing home doesn't have the capacity to run those kinds of things, yeah, they'll opt it out. Like, okay, guys, it's bingo day. It's Wednesday. It's bingo day. We're gonna go all get on the shuttle and we'll go to this facility that hosts the bingo. Like, this is really easy shit.
Outside of a location that receives $19 million over the past few years, yet the building looks completely almost dismantled out here.
Because there's watermarks where it rained?
And look, all they have to say that they are an adult day healthcare is that sign that says ADHC. And they're
What about this one? What about this?
I've seen
What about this
Best
big sign?
Buys with cracked wall. Like, I don't.
But then he lied again. He lied and he said the only way to know what it is it says ADHC on the front. Except for this big sign, right? Except for that one?
was some
That
people
has so
listening
many
inside of
letters.
it. We have the phone number right here. Darren's gonna go ahead and give a phone call.
Those are
and
not
see if somebody
cracks.
from
Those are
inside
watermarks.
Answers. There are people inside right now. The phone's just ringing.
You guys keep slurring out though.
There you have it. They don't even have an inbox available to take in a voicemail. And another thing to take note of is Gavin Newsom right now at Poly Market. He's the lead-
There's the ad. There it is. You did it, Nick Shirley. We got the Poly Market advertisement in there. Good for you.
nominee for the Democrats come 2028. All this fraud's taking place. All this waste is taking place.
Where?
Nobody really knows what's going on. I mean,
All these rich cars, that's a Kia.
look at this place. This adult daycare received $19 million, has billed the state of California over $19 million.
Prove that. You have not shown me documentation that they billed the state of California. You did not prove that.
Past few years, this is all taking place here. So that is something to think about come 2028.
Oh,
with
go to
Gavin
Poly
Newsom
Market.
leading the
There's the
Democrats right
ad.
now on Poly Market.
The way these hospices are able to enroll these people and collect money from Medicare and Medi-Cal here inside of California is they collect the Medicare numbers from individuals and then sign them up for hospice without them even knowing. I actually went and spoke with a professional inside of the medical industry to get her opinion on how this all works.
All right, hold on to that. Medical profession, or a professional inside the medical industry. For anybody who is in medical, note the nails and her jewelry and the things she says. I'll show you who she is. Just wait.
Seeing all of these hospices pop up here, why is hospice and home health care such a booming business right now?
I think it's become a trend of fraud.
Also, Justin, thank you for the $1.64 to get us into an even 30. I appreciate you for that.
Honestly, has like I heard
Exactly, Hector. I think he's cooked after this video. He's gonna get sued.
about this about 5 years ago during COVID, that people were building hospices and selling them. It was like a business these people made. So it's an easy way to build Medicare with their people's beneficiary numbers that people can easily steal and even purchase and buy. They buy numbers from people and tell them, give me your Medicare beneficiary number and then we'll give you something in return.
And what does that mean, give you my beneficiary number?
So there's an ID that you have. Medicare gives you. Medicare is for anybody 65 and over. So they'll give you a Medicare ID number, and that number is what's used to bill Medicare.
So essentially, if they can get a number from somebody, it's almost like getting a credit card number, and then from there they can...
Except it's nothing like that. Except it's nothing like that.
At all.
Continue to bill and bill and bill and get that Medicare money.
Exactly. It's actually more beneficial than finding a credit card these days. Anybody can get a hospice license, actually. You don't need to be a physician. You don't need to be a doctor. You can apply and get a hospice.
Duh, because they're not administering care, they are administering the billing. Of course they wouldn't need to be a healthcare professional.
License in the state of California. They bill, they take the Medicare numbers, they bill Medicare, the Medicare sends them a check right away. It's an easy process.
That's not true.
So an old person might be a bit naive to giving somebody their Medicare number,
Yes.
and without them even knowing, that's more valuable than giving them their credit card number.
Correct.
In fact, in LA, there's locations that will
But, real quick, just so we can debunk that out. Santa Clarita dentist defends joke about giving patients who don't support Trump less laughing gas. Who's this? You guys think I'm crazy? Am I just not who am I talking about here? Who am I? Oh, who's that? Who's that person?
Bruh.
Interesting.
That's his professional in the medical industry giving you advice.
Also, to obtain a hospice license in California, applicants must submit an initial application packet to the CDPH centralized application branch, pass an on-site survey, and as of January 1st, 2022, submit a mandatory exception request as a moratorium on new licenses exists. Key requirements include submitting comprehensive policy documentation, staff training records, and undergoing rigorous state inspection. So no, you can't just get a hospice license and start billing people.
No, of course not. All right, I'm going to play this, and I'm going to go grab the food that's on the porch for my kiddos. I'll be right back.
teach you how to open up your own hospice center. So I went there with a potential business partner to try and become a multi-millionaire in hospice.
We know that hospice is a very lucrative business, so I joined a business partner right here. His name's Darren, and we're here outside the Hospice Consultants, and we would like to start our own hospice today. We're just two young men who want to become millionaires here inside the United States, and it seems like the only way to do it nowadays is by committing fraud. So we're gonna go in and see if we can start our own hospice. Are you guys the Hospice Consultants?
Yes.
Oh, can we talk to you guys?
About?
I want to open my hospice.
You want to open a hospice?
Yeah.
Okay, what was your name?
My name's Nick, but I want to open up a hospice.
I understand, but we don't take care of that.
Can I get some information?
Do you want a number?
Yeah, or give me a flyer or something. And this is the Hospice Consultant. All right, so they say they're open right now. They won't let us into the lobby. This is no way to conduct business. We are two entrepreneurs trying to open up our own hospice.
Soaked to the bone right now.
We were denied service by the potential fraudsters, and as we were leaving, one of the fraudsters started to leave from the back in a $200,000 Maybach.
And we have a Mercedes
Hospice
Benz
consultants
right now. Where
don't
can we open a hospice
make
at?
you don't give you hospice
We'd like to
license.
open
Like
a
I don't.
hospice. Get a Maybach just like you. So is this how I can get a Maybach by opening up my own hospice?
Now, after seeing all the wealth that is being created from these hospice centers, I headed back to the original location where we found over 15 hospices in one plaza. I wanted to make sure it wasn't a fluke that Armenian mafia members were running the show and that there weren't just randomly $100,000 cars the day I went by. And this time, it was even worse.
Sir, how are you? Good. So what do you think about all this hospice fraud? Sir, you're in the Cybertruck, driving away, taking money from old people.
How do you know he even works
Just
there?
driving away in his Cybertruck, won't even answer any questions.
What?
Let's see, we have another rich person as well. That's getting rich off this hospice. This guy's leaving as well. So the two people that walked out of Holy Angels, they're in a brand new Cybertruck and a new BMW. How lucrative of a business is hospice? I'm seeing a Cybertruck here in a nice BMW. It's good? Yeah, because it looks like, for instance, Guardian of Angels, that used to be here, $4.8 million they billed the state of California. And how many clients do you guys have?
Brother, do you have a badge? Do I need to answer your question?
I'm just curious.
It's not mine. I just work.
Yeah. You must be getting paid pretty well, right?
Bro, this is my parents, bro.
Do your parents run the hospital?
I'm just gonna walk up to a business owner and say, "How much do you bill the state?"
He's that guy
Like,
in the Cybertruck. He's your uncle, so it's like a family business to own the hospices. But why was he walking out of the hospice then too? Like these hospices, there's nothing inside of them.
If it's not you guys, how come you're in the newest BMW and the newest Cybertruck?
I would just run over his foot.
I can only imagine what the guy who's in charge is driving.
Just all the other hospices? Do you like taking care of old people? Like, are you the one going out visiting the hospice patients, sir? Uh-oh, he's gonna have to do another point turn. Well, you could just go that way. What's the key to opening up a hospice if I wanted to open up one? Because you're in the family business of hospices. If I want to open my own. What do you do for work here?
Huh?
What do you do for work here?
Why?
Oh, we're just looking around. We're seeing.
Not why. Good answer.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Word got out that I was inside of
hooking
the
up to
plaza and
random
all
people.
the fraudsters started hopping in their cars and leaving the scene.
Excuse me.
Leaving
Excuse
the
me. Can you
scene?
just answer our questions really quick? Hello, can we ask you a
It's
question?
probably like 5 o'clock and they're just going home.
Driving out in a brand new M8. They can't.
Nah, I wish he would do some shit like this to other workplaces.
How can I get an M8 as well? Should I open up a hospice?
These people are way too nice to him.
Driving out in a brand new M8 BMW M8 competition.
Where are
Listen to this
TikTok
thing.
TikTok
This is the sound of hospice.
detectives? What position is the sun in the sky right there?
This is fucking crazy.
And this
Insanity.
Is fat because of Dr. Oz. His business.
Well, particularly what I liked about this part of the video is the fact that he says we went back. No, he didn't. This is the same day. Your outfit's not different. This is the same day.
Business is not open today. Seems like this mafia right here is naming all of their
Mafia?
You know, people in the mafia drive Toyota Priuses.
Do they?
company after the word angel. We have Angels of Valley Hospital.
Famously.
We have Angels of Haven.
It's the
Angels of
signature
Peace,
mafia vehicle.
Yeah.
Light
But it's
of
through the
Angels.
BMW.
Yet the BMWs. One right here.
No, it's the Prius.
He just
It's
ignored that,
Toyota.
and he ignored that Nissan that was right behind him.
One
Mhm.
right there. Two brand new Mercedes.
You don't remember in The
over there.
Godfather when they drove off in their Prius?
Unbelievable
No.
the amount of money that these people are making, and they're not even trying to hide it. Buying these luxury cars.
They're not hiding it because they're not hiding fraud. You fucking nitwit. Nitwit. He's an idiot. I'm so sorry I had to make y'all suffer with that today, but I was laughing because he's an idiot. And I laugh even more because of all the people on YouTube who are like, he exposed the fraud, you're stupid. Like,
What fraud?
Not Nan fraud.
Which one?
which fraud?
Like, he is the fraud.
Yeah.
Before I go, though, unfortunately, Jeff sent me this lovely thing where apparently Donald Trump made a Pearl Harbor joke with the Japanese Prime Minister today.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, no.
I'm not, so we're gonna play that before we get ready.
Oh.
Thanks, Jeff. I wish I was fucking kidding. I'm not.
I'm not surprised. I'm just...
Share results.
I want to crash out.
Hurry up, ad.
Hey, do you guys want to do a watch party of the inside the Manoscope so we can all be pissed off together?
I watched it. I actually laughed. I laugh at these things because I'm like, these
I
men
think
are
I'm gonna laugh
stupid.
too. I know, because we know men are stupid, but like I want like men to be there to be like, oh,
Yeah.
like, so can we do a watch party in Discord?
Yeah. We just have to figure out how to set it up because I know Netflix is funny about sharing.
I think I'm able to do Netflix and Discord. I'll check.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, let's do that.
All right.
And he was a very good friend. But one question, why didn't you tell US allies in Europe and Asia, like Japan, about the war before attacking Iran? So we are very confused about we Japanese citizens.
Well, one thing you don't want to say.
So in case anybody had a hard time understanding it or didn't hear, they asked, why didn't you let Japan know that you were going to be doing this attack on Iran specifically because it affects their oil markets and their markets more so than it even does ours.
No, too much. You know, when we go in, we went in very hard, and we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay? Right?
Jesus.
He's asking me.
Christ.
No, you believe in surprise, I think, much more so than us. And we had to surprise him, and we did. And because of that surprise, we knocked out, the first 2 days, we probably knocked out 50% of what we, and much more than we anticipated doing.
The fact he keeps talking.
What the fuck? I know they love it because they love hate and war. What?
The jingoists.
Yeah. It's fucking gross. Ew. But since we always end on funny, I am going to end on funny. I refuse not to, because we are not going to live our lives like this. We are going to talk to, real quick, this last video, a 3-time Pennsylvania 3-time Trump voter.
Trump. Let's take a listen to one more woman who we spoke with. If you could say something to President Trump and he was going to hear you right now, what would it be?
You are a worthless pile of
Yeah.
And you voted for him how many times?
3 times. That was my bad. Apparently, I'm an idiot.
Trump.
We love a self-aware queen. Self-aware queen. Love that.
Apparently.
Apparently, I'm a
Left would eat my face.
Oh my god. On that note, are you going live again, Olive? I know I took like your after spot. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. I think okay. So basically, for like the half of being on your channel, I think I finally figured out how to have the TikTok guests be heard from the caller without echo.
The tickety-tockety guests.
I think I did it. So we're gonna test it.
Okay.
If it works, we're gonna see what happens. If it doesn't work, and then I'm just gonna cry. And if you wanna pay for my therapy and the Bevagino's links in bio.
All right. Well, so then we'll go raid you then.
Okay, I'll be back. Bye.
Okay, bye. Alrighty. On that note, guys, thank you for hitting almost 130,000 likes. I know I stayed on way past my time, but I really wanted to finish that video because I can't. The people that you glaze, MAGA, it's wild. It really, really is wild. Something's wrong with you, like in your brain. Like there needs to be a study. You guys need some help. And the healthcare system would help you with that, but maybe not hospice billing. So yeah, guys, we are going to go raid Olive. That is the plan that we're going to do. Let me get all of my thank yous out. Thank you to Justin. Thank you to No Name. Thank you to Alex. Thank you to Steve. Thank you to Hector. Thank you to Ari. I appreciate you guys so much. Was that? Yes, that was the people's. That was the people's today. So it will be studied. There will be so many Netflix documentaries on MAGA and Trump that it's not even funny. And I will sit and watch every single one of them. Blue, Mia, do you have anything else to say?
Can we just like start the study now? Like, I feel like we should just get a jump on it.
They probably are. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ari, I have a business proposal for you. Okay, bye.
Make sure you guys get your Ayatollah House cookies. God, Jesus. But I love you all so much. Thank you guys so much for your support. I will be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, whatever time that is for you. Tomorrow will be Friday. Yay! I'm so excited. It'll finally be Friday. I'm starving. My kids are down eating, and I'm going to go downstairs and eat. We're going to go raid Olive and see if we can get this tickety-tockety call thing working for her. And I appreciate you guys being here so much. Make sure you take care of yourselves, take breaks, spend time with friends and family, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, guys!